Let's do it.
What?
Welcome, paranormal seekers, and let us go into the abyss. Join us to open your mind, both of your ears, and all three of your eyes, and discuss all things supernatural. We believe that we all learn from each other, and we all have a lot to learn. What will you learn today? Here are your hosts, paranormal investigator Sean Gilmore and Chaos Witch Zorina Crow.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Woo!
Welcome to Into the Abyss. I'm your host, Sean Gilmore, along with my lovely co-host, the awesome and dark and chaotic Zorina Crow.
All right.
Don't make her mad. She'll put you in a jar. And we have our special guest, good friend, fellow paranormal investigator, Nick Mulae. How's it going, bro?
Woo!
Did I say your name right?
It's going good. Glad to be on.
All right.
Yeah, you got it right, Mulae. You got it correct.
Awesome. Woo-hoo.
I love it.
Awesome. So this is going to be a lot of fun today, guys. We are going to be talking all sorts of spooky shit, and we're just going to lay back and have fun. Nick has some really cool projects coming up, which I'm hoping to hear about, and we're just gonna hang out. I mean, we, like Nick said in his live broadcast on Facebook, you know, we don't get to go see each other at Paracons anymore. And so this is the best we got right now until that stupid virus goes away. So until things can go back to normal, hopefully we'll be back to normal before the year's end, and we'll get to see each other's and get to hang out with all of our fellow investigators soon in the future.
I will tell you, I'm up on that. I am so wanting to be there. I just really, that is my goal this year, is to get up there and just really hang out with you guys and investigate. It's just my heart to hang out with you guys.
Well, you know what? We should make this work, because I talked to an old friend.
Yeah.
And we were talking about going to a certain house, you know, somewhere, I don't know,
spooky,
somewhere really cool. We're talking about making it happen. So you should make it so you can come with us.
I do that. Just give me forewarning so I can get in my party bus and head up to Ohio.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
This is where we're going, guys.
Or I will definitely fly in on my broom. Just saying.
Eventually. We're going to make it happen. It's just in the talks right now, so we don't have any dates. We don't have anything, but right now it's talks. It's a good idea, and I'm all for it, and I'm getting excited just thinking about it. So we definitely want to support the Hinsdale House, because they do a lot of help in supporting us in our show, and it's a really cool place, too. Nick, have you ever been to a place like the Hinsdale House before? I know you're in Illinois, so you're pretty far away.
Yeah, I haven't been to the Hinsdale House yet, although that definitely has been on it's on my bucket list. I know Tom wants to go too, although funny enough, years ago I was out in Buffalo, which is not too far from Hinsdale, but back then I wasn't aware about the Hinsdale House, so I was probably no more than a few miles away, and I never even knew it existed.
You know, I mean, a couple years ago, there's no way for us to have known, so it definitely makes sense. I mean, I can't tell how many times I've been to Buffalo, Niagara Falls, and didn't even know there's so many cool places in that area. Going to that northwestern corner of New York it's a hotbed of the paranormal, it seems like.
Very much so. Very much so.
Ron, Abla says hi.
Hi, Ron.
It definitely
Hi,
seems to
Eddie.
be.
Timmons says yes, the Hinsdale house. So, Eddie Pence, what up, pair of peeps? And Tony Centauri, how's it going, brother? I'm in a weird mood today. Like, I'm like really hyper.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I could talk about what I'm hyper about, but I don't want to. It's private, but I'm excited. So that's all you guys need to know. I'm excited, and you guys have every right to be jealous about what I'm excited about because it's that cool.
You're pregnant.
I look like I'm pregnant, that's for sure. I got the belly.
Oh man!
But other than that, Zarina, you shut your freaking pie and don't put that energy out there. Holy crap.
Listen, I'm very excited today because I've been through a rough couple of weeks. And today my son, who's very amazing, went and helped me get all my stuff out of storage. So today I've had the fortunate opportunity to go through and pull out all my magic arsenal that's been packed away. I got my ancestral staff, my athame, my horn, just all the stuff that I've not been able to tangibly stick my fingers into, and I just feel so freaking amazing right now. It was just what I needed to recenter and kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm definitely ready to get my chaos on for real.
Brian Baum from Bearded Paranormal. How's it going, brother?
All right. Hey, Leon. He's my
and
New
we have
Orleans.
Leon Saunders.
Yeah,
he's your what?
He's my New Orleans brother. I
want to go there.
He's my conjure boy. So yeah.
New Orleans is a big bucket list city for me. I need to go there and spend like a month.
Let me tell you,
just dig into that city.
I will take you to the ceremonies. I know people. I know people.
Well, it is a very historic. It's a very historic town to be in. I mean,
it is.
Believe it or not, that was actually one of my very first locations that I ever investigated, but only part-time. I was only like 14 years old, and we checked out like 3 different locations throughout New Orleans. I can't remember what the names of most of them were, but we did check out the cemetery they had out there.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable how they built. It's unbelievable how they built those cemeteries in that particular area.
I've only seen photos, and it is insane. But don't they build them that way because of the hurricanes and the flooding and everything? It's so low in elevation, it floods a lot, so they have to put the graves above ground. Otherwise, the graves, people would end up eroding and coming up out of the ground anyways. Right? Am I right in saying that?
It is true, and that's what happened with Katrina. And Katrina, all those graves were saturated, so it was like literally almost like that poltergeist pool scene where all those dead bodies are like rising from the grave and floating everywhere. It was pretty, and that's what I think there is so much disturbance because when the dead was disturbed so much, and that it's taking a lot of the really good healers and the root workers in that city to begin to heal that territory and put things back at peace and rest. But anybody that has an opportunity to go, it's life-changing. And my first experience there in New Orleans changed my life. It's amazing.
I'm gonna go one day. I will be there.
You need to go.
My wife is like scared too, so it makes it hard.
You need to go with me and let me tour you around New Orleans and show you New Orleans.
I need to go, and you know what that would. I couldn't think of a better person to show me around than the Chaos Witch Zarina Crow herself to show me around that amazing city.
Yes, true that. My wonderful, amazing Melvin Seaborn, who I love, 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 love. He has a question for Nick. He says, what are the techniques that you use when you investigate? And since Zarina brought up magic, what would you consider using as magic or spells to stir up the energy on an investigation?
Ooh, Melvin coming up with that's a great one. Wow, yeah. Melvin, you should have your own YouTube show.
I know,
that's a good question.
I love Melvin.
He's making us like exercise our brains. Melvin, seriously, man, why don't you have your own YouTube?
Wow, I mean, I'll be honest, that just kind of blew me away a little bit. I've never been asked a question like that before.
Yes, I love Melvin. He is like sexy intelligent. He just blows my mind. I love his shit, man. For real, for real. Okay, so Nick, you answer, and then I'll back you up, bro.
Well, to answer that question, the techniques I've used, I mean, are pretty much mostly the same that we've seen with, like, you know, a lot of modern investigators. You know, I got the typical, you know, tools like K2 meter, REM pod, but most of the time, though, I always prefer using the older fashioned tools, if you will, like crystal, dowsing rods, pendulums. Yes. I mean, the modern ones are at times accurate, but if you look at some of these older tools that have been used for, I mean, those have been used forever, practically, like for centuries. So I always prefer to use those. As for magic and spells, that's kind of a difficult question for me to answer, to be honest, because I haven't really stirred up energy with magic. But I think in some cases it's possible. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's my question. I get to answer that. So for
can I before you get into your stuff, can I say my little thing?
Yeah.
I'm interrupting here. Okay.
No, you
interrupting cow. Ooh, that's me. All right, sorry. That's a joke that my kids say. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow. Ooh.
Oh. Sorry. All right. So, I've personally, for investigations, I've actually done before it was done on any of the other documentaries or anything. I've done investigations where we've done the four corners. We did the four directions before an investigation, and that really does seem to open up. And of course, we closed it properly, and we would sage and do everything to protect ourselves. But I mean, as far as like spells, like that's I think the furthest I've gone too, other than like you said, Nick, using dowsing rods and a pendulum. Does that count, Zarina?
Absolutely. I am in total agreement, and I back you up. I'm definitely a dowsing rod kind of girl. I like the old element because I'm an old witch. And but when it comes to magic and spells and anything, I do invocations or evocations because I know how to open the doors. I know how to speak to the spirits, and I know how to I know how to stir the cauldron, put it that way.
Well, you are the cauldron.
I know. I am the magic baby. I am the magic.
You are. You've told me that I'm the medicine and our show is the medicine. But really, it's you that bring the medicine. We just harness it and let it out.
Listen, you guys, we're all a conduit, and we all have a strength and our gifts that we bring as elements to this amazing show. We have our guests that come on that bring it in and have a sprinkle of this and a sprinkle of that, and it all makes it work. We have our amazing guests and people that come on that are our supporters that bring it in. So it's a hodgepodge of freaking magic awesomeness. I love everybody on here.
Well, thank you, Serena. We love having you on here. At least I did. You made a post this week, and it scared the crap out of me because I swear to God, if you quit, the show's over.
Yeah. Well, I was.
I'm putting
jeez.
pressure's
Must've
on
really
you.
intense.
Well,
I know,
I
right? Pressure's on you.
I was mad because they switched up my schedule at the last minute.
That's
And I,
annoying.
because I told them before I even took this job, I cannot work Wednesdays and I cannot work another day. And I said, this is my hours that I'm available. But because they are absolute buttholes at this job, they decided to kiss. I went back to them and I said, look, this is what I told you, because I do other jobs. I have other things. I have clients, whatever.
Right.
And so for me right now, I am literally, okay, this is letting me know and putting pressure on the gas that I need to find something else, because when something puts pressure on you that's no longer working, that's trying to take away something that is your purpose, that's the dark side telling me, okay, you know what? You're making a dent. You're kicking a hole in something, and people are mad. So they're going to take whatever avenue that they can to take your purpose away from you. And you know what?
You lost Nick.
I'm coming back, and I'm coming back because I'm like, I'm not going to let that, that happen, because I'm here to stay. And I am definitely, I'm here to be the medicine. And hi, Dan.
He's back. He left, and then he came back.
I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know what happened.
And
It's the internet. The internet.
Yeah.
Everyone's on the internet now. Everyone's got crappy internet.
I will tell you,
So-
Leon, he is my buddy down there. He goes to medical school. He's still in school to be an oncologist down there, and he has a lot of fingers in the bowl down there. So if we ever go, he can take us around too. He's a great magic man.
All right. Well, we're gonna
conjure man
Leon.
too.
We're gonna look you up, Leon. I'm gonna one day I'm gonna get there. Now
Yeah.
I just want to kind of end this little thing about the little scare that we had, because
Yeah.
Serena's not going anywhere. Everybody knows what we do in the paranormal. Most of us, we're not making any money. This is something that we do for a lot of different reasons, but it's not to make money. So if your day job calls for it, your day job calls for it. And then you know what? As soon as you're free, Into the Abyss will come back like you never left. So don't have to worry about it. No harm, no foul. Trust me. I got a family. I got kids. I understand. So I just want to end on that note, but she's not going nowhere.
Exactly. And
I'm
that's
not going to
what
let
I'm
her. No, I'm
saying.
kidding.
This is my heart, my passion. This show, the people on this show, the people that we touch in this show is my heart and purpose. And I will tell you, you can always get another $10 an hour job, customer service job. Those are dime a dozen. But what we're doing right here, this is changing lives. And you can't change lives with a $10 customer service job. Let me say that.
You do it for no money at all.
Right. I do it.
You do it out of love.
Yeah, that's right.
Do it out of love, right?
Yeah.
So we have a lot of people have questions here that are waiting. So let's keep it moving on. So Brent and Emma first. He wants to know, what's your favorite location you have investigated, and there a location you have investigated that you wouldn't go back to? I'm going to add one more part to that question. I want to know, what's your favorite type of location to investigate? So you have a three-part question. Your favorite location you've investigated, a location you have investigated you won't go back to, and then what is your favorite type of location to investigate?
Oh wow! First of all, hi Brent and Emma. Thanks for tuning in. But my favorite location, I would say, I have a couple of them, but I would probably say one of my first locations I still find as a favorite was investigating Waverly Hills Sanatorium. That was over 10 years ago. It was my very first all-night investigation I did. That was back when I was 17 years old, and 10 years later, I've been trying to go back. But as for a place that I've investigated I wouldn't go back to, so far I don't really have any location like that. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, every location I'm willing to go back to, but I've yet to have had that happen.
That's pretty good. That means you're pretty open to everything. I know that I personally don't like anything mental, like asylums or anything like that, because with me being psychic and medium, they're just all up in my head screaming and going like, "Wah, wah," and I'm just like, it's very hard for me to deal with that type of atmosphere. But anything else, spooky, dark, demony, bring it on. I like it. I like Dean. I got a salt shotgun, so I kind of like it like that.
She said she's like Dean. Did you guys watch Supernatural?
Let me tell you what, my license plate is the 4th season of Supernatural. So don't judge. Yeah, don't judge my family.
I have the protection star on my back windshield of my car.
What?
Hell's yeah, I do.
Wow.
I only wish I looked as good as them.
You do. You have great hair. You would be my real life Dean. You would be my real life.
I'm the real life, the short, fat, and flabby, pregnant looking Dean.
No, you are my Dean. Trust me. I just need to find my Sam. I'm in search of my Sam. Just saying.
Sam makes weird facial expressions when he's upset.
I know, because he's dark and broody. There's more. You know what? I like dark and broody. I like dark and broody.
So, Zarina, here's a question for you.
Yes.
The Hinsdale _girl from YouTube wants to know, what kind of witch are you?
Well, I am one of the first. I'm one of the original 13 Sumerian witches. My lineage go back very, very, very many lifetimes. I moved through what they call in Yoruba the Ajay, the mother witches. I've studied all types of traditions. I practice a little bit of everything. I'm a conjure and a chaos witch. So does that explain it?
I mean, I feel like you explained it, but what about the chaos part? I mean, that's
the chaos. Being a chaos witch is about using sigils and servitors and certain types of magic and energy to impregnate energy forms and sigils to empower them, to task them out, to come to work for you, to whatever you need to set it to work. It's like set it and forget it and watch it work. Versus certain other types of magic is more sympathetic magic, where you use roots and herbs and this and that and set your intention. It's just two different types of modalities or systems, but I work with them both together, and I love it. Oh, my beautiful Teresa is on. So I just want to say, hey,
I'm like way far behind in these comments because I want to make sure that I get all these questions. So Leon, your friend Leon, he says that he wanted to let you know he supports you. That's awesome. And Alberta says, thank you for the link, Nick. What link, Nick, are you sharing with us? Is it something juicy?
It was obvious. It was for the show, so she could check it out because she wanted to watch this. I was talking about it earlier.
It's the best kind of juicy.
We were watching a show called Ghost Hunt Down, which is they're located out in the UK, and I told them, hey, just so you guys know, I'm going to be on the Into the Abyss tonight in case you guys are interested. They say, send the link. And Alberta, interestingly, she's from Ireland, so
oh wow.
You got a couple of folks here out in the UK that are watching right now.
For my family's home lineage. Awesome.
In the UK?
He said Ireland, did he?
Ireland?
Sorry, it looked like you froze a second there.
That's okay. The internet's bad for everybody right now, so we're just flowing with it.
I know.
The Goose dropped by. He probably left already. He said his phone's about to die. So what's up, Goose, brother? He's my paraboss. He's my paraboss. He's the boss of my paranormal team. Which neglecting her.
I've known Goose forever, like since 2013. He was with me when I first started kicking around the paranormal stuff and kind of come out of the paranormal closet and try to step forward a little bit. And so I know him a long time,
I've known Goose for a good number of years too. I remember meeting him at the Kent stage many a moons ago. So he's a good guy, good old friend to have. He's now my paraboss. So he runs the Dark Alley Paranormal, my new paranormal, was new at the beginning of the year team.
Okay.
And let's see, Danny Green. He says hi to you. He didn't say hi to me, but he said hi to you. There's that.
We got a lot of comments today.
A whole lot.
We're popping. It's good to hear.
So the Hinsel girl says, Nick, you said that you investigated at 11. That was your first time. Part B. Did you have a paranormal experience? So maybe she's asking. Go ahead.
Yeah, like if I have like an experience at like age 12,
it
didn't actually start that way, but how it really started was, prior to being involved in the subject, like a lot of people, I didn't really believe in a lot of this kind of stuff. Back in the old days, I guess you can kind of say the origins of it was back in the mid to late 90s. We used to watch the X-Files, which, at that time, was still relatively brand new. But the first show that we watched, but only would show around Halloween, was the show Scariest Places on Earth. But even then, it didn't really, we just watched just for the Halloween thrills. But what really started was in 2005, and this was before, of course, Ghost Adventures. I was switching through the channels one day, and all of a sudden I came across what I later found out was the show Most Haunted. And I just thought, actually that seems pretty interesting. So I decided to watch it. And then there were all these other paranormal shows and, all these ghost stories that were airing. Again, this was back before, we had all these other shows nowadays when there was a lot more. But they used to air them every Friday night, even before October. And I don't know what it was, but I just became quickly drawn to it. And it's just been something I've been with ever since, though I didn't really have my first real experience until about 2 years later when I was 14.
Yeah. Okay. I have to tell you some things after the show, though, because I got a little bit of reading for you, but I don't want to put it out there. But just get with me after the show because I got a few things to tell you, okay?
Uh-oh.
It's good. Don't look at me like that, Sean. I'm just saying.
I decided to give you a hard time.
You got me, so I'm interested.
It's all good. It only hurts the first time. I just want to tell you that. So,
Nick, didn't you have a story in Haunted Road Media's book too? Was that you?
I think we have a delay.
We do.
We got lag. I'm glad we're not on a video.
I'm glad you asked because I actually got it right here. Yes, I did.
What?
It was actually What a coincidence.
Now, hold on. I want to say something real quick.
That's
I
so
saw
funny.
you.
I kept to bring it up with me just in case if I had to answer any questions about that. Yes, I did. I did write a story about it. Actually, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely, it's like a minute delay. It's really bad. So I saw, when I met you, Nick, in person for the first time, it was at OSR, right? At the Parapsychon. And you signed a book that we donated. And we raised some money for CF with that book. So that was awesome. So thank you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you remember signing that book? It was at.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was at Mike Rutzecker's table. So yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
That was an awesome event. I really wish we could have. I wish we had it for this year. If it wasn't for this whole COVID-19 epidemic, Tom and I would have been there in a heartbeat.
I would have been there. My kids wanted to go. I was going to take my kids, and we were just going to walk through because I didn't have a team with the table there. So I was going to bring my kids, and we're going to walk through the old prison, and I was going to introduce them to some friends in the paranormal. It was going to be a lot of fun, but it didn't work out. So next year. So, and then Haunted Road Media, their event got canceled too. It sucks. Yeah, but next year will be better. Illinois. Hopefully next year I'll be able to go. So here we have another question. Oh, wait a minute. You were going to talk. I interrupted you again. Interrupting cow. Ooh.
I already forgot what we were talking about.
See, I'm sorry. I suck. I'm sorry. I'm like way out of sorts today. I'm like super hyper and distracted. There's a spider that was just crawling on the back of my monitor. I just reached over and flicked it for no reason.
You flicked Jim into the atmosphere. That's.
Oh, man, he probably hit a wall and bounced first.
What? That was not nice.
Well, he distracted me. It was,
What if you were a distraction and somebody flicked you to the back and hit a wall?
I'm pretty sure I probably was a distraction several times in my life. The principal may have agreed.
I feel this poor spider's anguish as he's like flying through the wall, like slow motion. Sorry.
So I apologize again. I'm sorry. I'm like way out of sorts.
Hey, I'm having fun here.
All right, awesome. All right,
blame it on my.
So, we were talking about. You're going to talk about your story in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the story I have, and I know I just mentioned it not too long ago. It's all about the details I had when I went to Waverly Hills Sanatorium, because although I've had a few other part-time investigations before this, again, because being the first all-night investigation that I ever got to be a part of, I thought that was kind of appropriate to add for the story, because it kind of tells you from a first-time ghost hunter's perspective, especially even though I'm 27 now. I was trying to make it appear like this came from a 17-year-old kid for me, because I was at the age at the time when I went. So I kind of wanted to make it almost like as if it happened just yesterday, like giving a new view of what it's like to be trying this out for the first time. So that's why I chose Waverly in particular.
Nice. And your story is entitled "A Paranormal Career Begins" by Nick Mulae, and they're on page 95. I read it when I first got the book. I went through and read everybody's stories that I knew.
Well, I'm just saying, Zarina don't got a book, and I feel like some sort of kind of way.
Oh, we're both in this book.
What?
Yeah,
you're in that book.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not in anybody's book.
I got a cool drawing.
On the back. Our names are on the back of this book, so it doesn't lie.
Yeah.
What?
That's right. And Mike, look at me. He used my story in this book, so my story is featured in.
Well, eventually, I guess somebody will ask Zarina Crow her story, because I just ain't got it like that. So
I've still not bought his new book. I got to get that real soon. I'm kind of delayed with all these book releases.
Oh my gosh, it's so hard to keep up, and there's so many good books out there. That's one of the reasons why I started the show, is to help promote all of this stuff. And there's so much good stuff out there. Actually, speaking of good stuff that's out there, I want to talk about, if we can, talk about your projects here in a second. But first, there's more questions that I'm really far behind on. So here, Melvin says, do you feel that those who make money in the paranormal field are sellouts? Would any of you take a paycheck if you were offered?
Sure.
And would you sleep well at night if you do so? And where does the passion for investigation come from? Do you think you will ever lose the passion and stop investigating? You know what, Nick? You go first.
Wow, that's quite a number of questions. Well,
It's
for
Melvin.
starters, for the money situation, the paranormal field, I've never really been too crazy about. I mean, like if you're going to a public place, like paying for it, that's one thing. But for trying to charge people when you're going to somebody's residential home, it may be beneficial to some groups, but I just don't. I think it's just not necessary. Once again, I mean, you got families out there who sometimes try to offer money and stuff when the entire investigation's done or something like that. Again, that's another thing. But I just don't buy into the paycheck stuff. My crew, I mean, I can tell you right now, my crew and I, Illinois Paranormal Force, and our other sets, we never charge. See what else, and then there was the passion for investigating. I don't know where it comes from. I think it's just the kind of like the adrenaline rush, if you will. It's just the more you do it, it's like the more you want to experience that.
It is. It's definitely like it's like going and mountain biking or rock climbing. It's that rush that you get, right? You get kind of addicted to that rush.
You're pretty much experienced stuff that not too many people get to really get to see. I mean, obviously, yes, our paranormal community's been growing. We're even getting a lot more, people from around the country, even other parts of the world to be doing this kind of stuff. But it's still relatively small when you consider, people outside of the community. It's still something that not too many people get to experience.
It's true.
I saw the other question of.
Oh,
sorry.
What do you think? Do you think you will ever lose passion and stop investigating? The very last part of the question.
Yes, I was just I forgot about that last part.
It's all right.
Again, it's the connection, so it's hard for me to keep up with everything.
It's okay.
So, see, I've already made a promise, almost like a blood pact, if you will, that I could never turn my back on the paranormal field practically. Because again, I've been doing it now for 15 years, and I see no signs of stopping. To my concern, I've even told people I'll never leave, no matter how old I get. Even when I'm 50 or 100 years old, I'm going to still be a paranormal investigator. You guys, along with everybody else, you guys are all my brothers and sisters, and I am my brothers and sisters' keeper.
All right, on. So you know what? I'm going to go next, and Zarina, you can go.
Mm-hmm.
So to agree with Nick, no, I would never charge for a private home investigation ever. There's no guarantee for it. There's too many reasons on why not to. But would I accept a paycheck or accept a job having to do with the paranormal? Hell yes, I would. Man, I would. I don't know if I'd do a TV show. I mean, I've done the YouTube thing, but I don't know. That'd be kind of fun though. But I don't know if I'd want to leave my family like that. That's very time consuming. A lot of time away from the family. But I'd love to own a location. I'd love to be have tours, have a tour company or something. To make a paycheck and make my living off of the paranormal, doing something I'm passionate about, helping people understand that the paranormal really isn't as scary as Hollywood makes it out to be. That's just my own personal belief. Yes, I would do that in a heartbeat. My passion for the paranormal comes from when I was a kid, actually, the story that's in the book we were just talking about. I grew up in a time when there weren't a lot of paranormal investigators. Paranormal wasn't a popular thing. In fact, I started talking about living in a haunted home, and people looked at me like I was crazy. And so it was a really hard time. So I got into it with the ideas to help people. Actually, the ideas came from the TV shows that eventually came on. Will I ever stop and lose my passion? You know what? I might get to a point where I don't as much, but I'll never stop. It's not something I'll ever retire. Like if it gets to be like too much, maybe like I'll take a break, and then once I retire from like working my day job and I have more free time and more free money, that'd probably be the closest I could ever see myself getting to quitting. But I don't think I would quit. The paranormal is part of me. I have a theory. When you start investing into the paranormal and you get into the paranormal, you open this door and you walk through this threshold. And once you go in, I don't think there's any way you can get out.
That's true.
No turning back.
That's what I think. I think you open yourself up to the spirit world and you're letting the spirit world, hey, I'm here, I'm open to you. And that's, I don't know, that's just what I think. What do you think, Serena?
Well, for me, as being as a part of a team and going into a house and doing an investigation, I certainly never charge for that. I certainly go in with an open heart, and my purpose and my heart is, like I said, to be the medicine and help bring peace and harmony to that home to the best that I can with the abilities that I have to assist along with the investigators. But with my own personal clients, I do charge for house blessings and cleansings and things of that nature, because you know what, it does take money to, for ingredients and candles and things like that. So on my own personal level and my personal business, I do, take payments and things like that, because, nothing in this world is for free. Everything costs when I'm doing spells or cleansings and things of that nature. So I distinguish between the two. As far as my passion, I was born a witch. I've been a witch for many lifetimes. The paranormal is just, a part of that I get the ability to have an amazing parafamily. I don't think I'll ever stop. I may have a moment where I sit back and regroup and take a look and reassess things and recenter myself. But for the most part, I'm in it for the rest of my life, because this is what I was born to do. I was born to do magic, and I have a purpose, and I'm here to fulfill
it. Amen.
Yes.
Hinsdale Girl says that she has a cat named Sam. We found your Sam.
I know, right?
Is it a black cat?
I don't know. I'm just in search of a supernatural dude. I'm just saying. that can shoot a shotgun.
I know
how to draw a devil's trap. So if you could draw a devil's trap and shoot a salt shotgun, we good, boo.
There you go. All right. I can make big piles of salt. I don't know if it's gonna do anything, but I can make a big pile of salt, make a circle out of it, and tell you you're safe in it.
Well, that's only for margaritas, but then you got to make tacos, because Serena likes tacos. I'm just saying.
So Alberta, Tully, I'm sorry if I said that incorrectly, but she says she's pagan white witch. Mm-hmm. So she's relating with you there.
That's awesome. Bless
Teresa. Hi, Teresa. And Dan Claes. Speaking of the Hinsdale house, how's it going, brother? Thank you for jumping in or stopping by.
Appreciate that.
I love what
he says. Hi, Nick.
I love what Teresa said.
I don't think I got that far yet. I told you guys I'm really far behind.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, Ron Avila says he wants to get the Supernatural Protection Circle as a tattoo.
Yes.
You are not the only one. And
I want to get it, and I know where I'm getting it too.
Right on the back of the bottom of your spine, like right there, like a tramp stamp.
No, I already have a tramp stamp, so I can't go there. Oh. I'm gonna get it on my thigh. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know how I have this tattoo here. Mm-hmm. You see it?
Yeah.
There. That one.
I see it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting that there.
I think that would be awesome.
Is that weird?
Because like, for me,
Then I got my era.
because this one I have in Theban, it says on my left I have as above and so below. So
Nice.
that means it's just like when you're calling the quarters,
Yeah.
it just gives it that power flow of as above and so below, So
I was going to say, was that from the because there was a movie that was called that, As Above, So Below, that was made a few years ago.
It is, yeah. But my tattoos were way before that movie.
That came out like in 2014, I think.
Yeah.
Amber, my ex paranormal wife, she was on. She says hi.
Hi.
She's
You
a
have
good
an
friend of mine.
ex-paranormal
I miss your
wife?
face, Amber.
I'm so jealous right now that you have an ex-paranormal wife. I did not hear about
I only
that.
say that because we were on the same team. We were on 2 teams in a row together, and we'd carpool a lot. So,
I feel
so
it.
I would call her
Gotcha.
that. And so, oh, Teresa has a question.
Yes.
So, Nick, when did you start in the paranormal investigation world?
Well, someone answered that question again. It was back. I was 12, but this was back. It was in 2005, and I wanted to actually share something that you were talking about earlier, Sean, about how when you were growing up, saying that there weren't as many paranormal groups. Well, that was the same thing for me too. Even in 2005, even though Facebook, did exist at that point, which was only a year at that time, it was still nothing more than just a college website. So back then, we didn't have a lot of those paranormal groups and internet shows and stuff like that. So unlike a lot of kids that have been getting involved with this kind of stuff and see us as practical like paranormal role models, if you will, I didn't have that back then. So I kind of had to go through it independently in my own kind of way. That's when I, if you will, kind of rose through the ranks over the years. I actually recently created I decided to create a timeline of like different ages of me, going from age 12 up to my present age 27, to kind of give a history of how I kind of climbed through those ranks.
You know what? It's kind of funny you brought that up. When I first tried to get into the paranormal, I don't know if I've told this story on the show, but we just spent the night at the bar, and we were at a friend's house after going to the bars, and we were watching TV, and one of those paranormal shows came on, and we're sitting there watching Mr. Baggins himself, and I was like, "Hey guys, we should start our own paranormal team." Guys, you would have thought that I said the worst thing ever. I got the worst stink guys, crazy looking. They're like, So the very next weekend, went to an event by myself. And that was the beginning of my paranormal career. Little did I know that going to that event would I'd meet Eric McGill, and got me into the ectovision. So that was the beginning of my paranormal, getting into the field. Before that, I would dabble in other things, but that was it. It started out I wanted to do it, and I started this whole spiritual quest of my own to get into it. And I brought it up to my friends once, and they thought that I don't know, you'd think that I'd said, "Hey, we should conjure the devil or something," because and some of those people won't talk to me today because I do it.
Well, I know that there was a question way back with, I can't think, I'm trying to find it now. He does a lot of the horror groups and things like that.
Yes, actually,
so
I was
trying to find that because
Nick is actually really into horror, and I just kind of wanted dive right into it because there's quite a few questions about your involvement in horror and everything. So let's kind of let's do this, Nick. What is it about the horror movies and horror scene that you like? And do you go to cons and things like that for horror movies? And What is your favorite horror movie and your favorite type of horror movie? Let's just talk about horror crap for a minute.
That was Jay
quite a lot
that said that. He was a horror guy. Yeah.
There's quite a few, actually. There was like 3 or 4 people that brought it up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
and you know what, John?
I can start off with, in addition to the paranormal, I've grown up with horror films even longer. I've been watching horror films now since I was about 6 or 7. Though even before that, I think the first movie that kind of brought me into the subject was just somewhat like a horror film, because it was obviously both a Halloween and Christmas movie. That was The Nightmare Before Christmas. As you can see, I got a patch with Jack Skellington on it, so to kind of pay tribute to it. So I've been watching them for quite a while, but when it comes to watching these horror films, I think it's just, I mean, once again, it gives you that adrenaline feeling, but it just feels different compared to other movies, of other genres. And the other question you asked about, like horror film cons, we don't really have as many, surprisingly, but we do have one that occurs again, which once again, just like all these other paracons, it's been canceled. So, but it's just one of the few genres, aside from maybe sci-fi, where can you find particular movies like that has all these big, conventions and festivals and stuff like that.
I first fell in love with horror movie when I watched back in the day Halloween, the Freddy Kruegers, all the kind of old horror movies like Fright Night.
Remember Phantasm?
Yeah, and like what is it, The Evil Dead? Yes. All those kind of like when everything was kind of the nostalgic horror for me. That's what I loved it. And as everything moved up, there's different types of horror for me that, like Sean loves to scare the bejeebers out of me. He made me scream like freaking 2 shows ago or something.
Just like you do Dexter's.
It was. I cannot watch that show. It's like it scares the bejeebers out of me. I don't know why. I can watch slasher movies or anything like that, but the fact of like Poltergeist and something like or that Nun or like all that kind of stuff, I'm like, and I love The Conjuring. I love stuff like that, but like those Japanese where that creepy chick comes out of the ceiling, no, because I'll be going to sleep thinking that creepy chick is in my ceiling somewhere. So Nick, tell me the kind of horror movies you like.
My particular favorite ones over the years. Wait, Sean, are you there? Or... wait, Grudge. Is that The Grudge? I think that sounds like out of The Grudge.
That's my bad rendition. I like to mess with Zarina. Sorry.
I actually saw that movie back when it came out in theaters again in 2004. It was one of my last horror films I ever saw with my parents because I was getting close to the age of 13 to start going on. So I'll tell you right now, when I saw that movie, it only lasted about. We walked out because I was starting to get too scared of it, and we ended up seeing because this was around the holiday Christmas. We ended up seeing the Polar Express instead.
Nice. Nice.
So, but to answer the question about my favorite type, I love a lot of the slasher movies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely the horror film of choice, but I'm also a zombie fan. Of course, I love the paranormal movies too. More of the older fashioned one, not much of some of the newer ones, because I think they sometimes go a little bit over the top. The only exception maybe is the Conjuring series. So, and then I also like a lot of the older horror films, like like the Universal ones, the silent horror films. So I'm kind of all over the place. But if those were my top 3, I would say those are the top 3.
My bucket list is to be a scream queen. I want to be like, I want to be one of those chicks that has those like mind altering screams in the horror film. I want to do that at least like once, or learn how to scream like that. Like, there's the girl that plays in True Blood. She plays the ditzy girl. I can't think of her name. But she is a real deal movie queen, scream queen.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Say again. I'm hearing a voice. I'm thinking it's some sort of reverb. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I thought I heard something. It sounded really creepy. It sounded like a little girl. But it was, I don't know if anyone else heard it.
Me, Sean.
It was weird. But I just so sorry, continue on. I swear I thought if anyone else heard it, let me know. I might be going crazy. Someone got a message. Serena saying I'm crazy. She's doing some sort of third eye.
We all crazy, baby. We all crazy. No, I got that third eye. If you need third eye, this is what I need to get you. It's this third eye oil that'll crack you open like a Bud Light. You know what I'm saying? Or it'll crack you faster. Now let me tell you, this will crack you faster than a natural light at a trailer park. Woo!
Okay. Thank you, Melvin and Teresa, for letting me know. So Nick, I have a question. As far as the watching a horror movie or anything like that, since you're both into paranormal and watching horror thrasher films, which I have to say, my favorite films, real quick, I like zombie movies. I love the 28 Day Later. That's a good movie.
Yes, I love those.
And I like the paranormal supernatural ones, like The Omen. That stuff scares me. If I'm going to watch a movie to be scared, I'm going to watch that. But the spirit of my house hates it when I watch that stuff. So, with that being said, do you think I've asked other guests this too? Do you think that by watching stuff like that, you could be unintentionally opening doors to the spirit realm and inviting spirits into your home by watching supernatural movies or watching horror flicks like that?
I think in some way, yes, because when I first started watching horror films, like any parent would, my parents didn't want me to watch it originally because they thought they would give me nightmares. That's just the classic saying for parents don't want their kids to watch this stuff. But the more you watch them and the more you kind of feel unnerved about them, like, if it's one that like really scared you or really kind of affected you. I mean, I've had a few. It doesn't happen very often because usually I get through a lot of these movies, but there's always a couple of those that you just feel uneasy. You feel like you're being watched. So I think in some way they kind of play not intended, but kind of opening a doorway to the spirit realm, especially if you're watching a movie that is based off of a true story. It's kind of like the movie The Ring, if you will. That's probably as close as I can get to really describe it. It's very much like the real Ring that we're talking about.
So let me ask you, what movies has done that for you? Which ones have give you that creepy on the edge, like I need to keep my lights on, I need my snuggle bear kind of thing, because
Zarina,
what?
Awesome follow-up question.
Well, I can't, again, because I've seen so many, it's always hard to keep up, but what I can tell you, the most recent one that did that was, I can't believe it already, it was almost 10 years ago in 2012, I saw either you guys ever seen the movie Sinister?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that movie, that still freaks me out to this day because it looks very realistic.
Yeah.
And when I saw it in theaters, I was 19 years old at the time, and it couldn't have been at a better time because this was about a week before Halloween, and I only went with one friend of mine. We went to an 11 o'clock showing of it, and when we got to the theater, there had to have been only about, probably about 3 or 4 people in the actual theater. So we were kind of like all by ourselves for the most part. But that movie, those it's very eerie to see like 16 millimeter films running and trying to make them look like simple everyday family home movies, and then end in horrific, murders practically. I mean, it almost gives you the feeling that even with your own, it's like saying that message that even if you live under, your own roof, you have your own family kids, you're still not really safe because you really don't know what the other family members or even kids are thinking. So that was one that kept me up for a couple nights. That still scares the hell out of me.
Teresa says Hereditary.
Yeah,
that's another good one.
That is another good one.
I was supposed to watch it, and I'm too scared. I can't do it by myself.
My wife and I, we used to go see scary movies quite often together when we were dating. So this is back in 2004, and not to age myself, because Nick is like, I was just turning 12 in 2004. Meanwhile, so when I met my wife, we would go and see these things, and she would be totally like down with it. Now I don't know if she would go see these movies just to like make me happy. She thought it was something I really liked, or what. But I did a prank, and it went horribly wrong, and she stopped seeing horror movies with me ever since.
Oh, jeez.
I had some friends that worked at a haunted house, and it was a small production of a haunted house. It was at a place called Fun and Stuff, and anyone who lives in my area knows that Fun and Stuff. It's a place that have a roller skating rink. They have like batting cages and go-karts. It's like a kid friendly place. Well, I had it set up so I said a code word at the door, and they knew that we were there, and they just kept calling out my wife's name. And at first it was absolutely hilarious, but she left crying, and she was so upset at the end, and it took a lot to calm her down. I ended up feeling so horrible, and ever since then she wouldn't go see scary movies with me anymore.
Yikes.
So I tried to do something funny, but I guess I got a little too carried away. She got a little too scared, and I messed up. But I still like to make jokes about it because I don't know what else to do.
Bring back the memory somehow.
Right. I saw it as a once in a lifetime opportunity. I at the time I worked at Walmart. We were stocking shelves. Actually, we're on break from stocking shelves, and this guy's like, "Hey, I'm working at the haunted house at Fun and Stuff." I'm like, "No way." Let's do a prank on my girlfriend.
Oh, God.
But hey, I guess it could have been that bad. She still married me. We've been married now 14 years, and we've been dating since 2003. So I guess it could have been that bad, but it was bad enough to make it so she would never go see a scary movie with me again. So there's a sad story about me, something bad I did.
You're a bad man.
But I think that you're right though, Nick. I think that being in, watching stuff like that, I think that you do like your senses get heightened, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you're watching a romantic movie, you feel kind of like romantic, or maybe the same reasons why people watch pornos, right? You get excited. It's a different, right?
I'm sure. I mean, I watch it.
It's purely an art form. It's hentai.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Just go with me here. Just run with me here. Okay. You are watching something for the sole purpose of you want to be scared, right? Or you might want to be grossed out, or for whatever reason you watch slasher films, right? So you're watching it for whatever reasons, but you could be watching this and by being scared, you're unintentionally heightening your senses.
That's correct.
Opening yourself up. So yeah, I use the portal, but the thing is, it's the same type of thing though. I mean, you're getting excited. It's a different kind of excitement. It's right. Kind of energy, but it's still energy, and the energy still attracts energy, right?
It definitely does. I actually remember hearing from a filmmaker years ago and being involved in films myself. In the horror genre, when you're making a film that's especially like, that's going to be graphic, it's going to be gory, and you got people out there who are watching saying, oh, God, I don't want to see any more of this. Or, geez, this is going over the top. That's horror flicks. Oh, my God.
Only on Into the Abyss. only with me and on Into the Abyss.
And Zarina, crow.
But like I say, when you have, people watching these films that are disgusted by a really splatter film, that basically means you're doing a good job then, because you're giving those people who are watching it a reaction to it, and it heightens the senses, like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know someone that's hiring. They do horror movies. They're actually looking for a male lead role, but it's local here in Cleveland or Ohio.
Okay.
So, but
Nick,
throwing that out there. If anyone's interested, hit me up.
Nick, you got to go do that, bro. I'm seriously, that would be so epic. I'm telling you,
Right?
Zarina sees it in your future. I'm just saying.
That'd be awesome.
Or you can make your own like underground horror movies and be like Nick Mulae Productions. I'm like, look, I'm seeing I'm seeing the vision, bro. Seeing the vision.
But now you hear stories though about these horror films and their sets getting cursed, right? Do you think that there's any sort of truth to that?
I'm in agreement. Yes.
Definitely.
Let's talk about that and talk about the different ones. Let's visit that. Yes.
Yes, I actually do believe that. Uh-oh. It looks like I lost you guys for a second.
Here.
I'm back. Yes, I definitely think there is some truth to those movies. I mean, probably, and I think Brent might have said this. He said this in one of the comments. The most notorious of those movies is The Exorcist, the original one, where they believe that movie was cursed practically because there was all these misfortunes that were going on practically. So I think these films do have some type of an association with, I don't know if I can call it a curse 100%, but I definitely think it's definitely, associated with that case.
I think that there's some truth. And then there was the Poltergeist, right?
Yeah, Poltergeist, that was another one. And even the Conjuring movies, they had a number of issues too when they were making that film as well.
And wasn't there something about the possession of Emily Rose or something like that too? I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of those movies about possession.
Yeah.
Right? And about the spiritual things. Rosemary's Baby, that was another one.
That was a movie. That's
in Chicago, believe it or not.
It's
New York, it's in Chicago.
Rosemary's Baby was one of the original types of movies that really it creeped me out because at that time at my age I was still of who I was, and so it just was really on that element of like it gave you that feeling on the back of your neck just because it was such a dark way they portrayed that movie. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, most people don't realize this, but as I just mentioned, it actually is based on a local legend here in Chicago. Because I don't know if you guys, I'm sure some of us are familiar with. We have a place that's called Hull House, which is in the downtown area. It's on the UIC campus, and it gained notoriety for well over 100 years now, beginning in 1913, where all of a sudden the story about a devil baby started circulating, and it caused a lot of people over the decades to flock over to the to Hull House to see because supposedly they would see this devil baby peeking out in the windows. It would be locked. It was locked in the attic. Although I've never really have met anyone who claimed they have seen it, but that's where Rosemary's Baby came from. So
wow,
it's almost partially this. There are some differences to the legend and the movie, but for the most part, the only real change is they switched it to New York City instead of Chicago.
Oh,
That was interesting because I will tell you, I did not know that that was actually based on a true story.
Yeah, the story. I mean, long story short, the story of Whole House's Devil Baby is supposedly there was a young woman who used to live in this place, and she put a picture of the Virgin Mary, a portrait of the Virgin Mary up, just as a religious symbol. And her husband, who was like an atheist, tore down the whole thing and said, "I'd rather have the devil in my house." And she ended up becoming pregnant eventually. But when she gave birth, it wasn't an ordinary child. Instead, it was this horrible demonic-looking creature that had like scaly skin, glowing red eyes, pointy ears and horns and little hooves and a tail. It was already very intelligent. It was speaking. It was said to dance around the place, out of the entire property. And then eventually the husband had enough, and they decided to take it to Whole House and lock it in the attic. And supposedly they say at night you can see this baby peeking out from the windows. Although most people think the real story, it may have most likely been nothing more than just a deformed child locked away. But even still, Jane Addams, who actually established Whole House, was saying repeatedly there is no devil baby. But of course, that's not going to stop the curiosity seekers.
So I just saw a bug, so it really scared me. So if you guys just heard me scream, is because I saw this like massive bug. And
Serena,
yes.
Look up.
I thought you screamed because I was telling you the description of this creature.
Look up.
No, I know what you're doing, Sean Gilmore. I know what you're doing. Stop.
Oh, man, the possession. That was another good one.
Oh, that is a creepy picture right there, though. Look at that. Oh. Yeah. I was trying to get a reaction out of Zarina.
Well, yeah, because I am like having this like bug issue, and like it was like ginormous. So
that's crazy. I had a spider that I just flicked, and now you have a bug. Now, but you're down in Florida. Your bugs are bigger than my bugs. So
this is like a Cadillac. This mother trucker has a family, and I've been killing his family off one by one, and I will let it lay there, and I tell it, go back and tell your family. I'm coming after all y'all with my shoe. I'm just saying. The flip-flop of doom.
Oh, Nick's gone again. He'll come back.
What?
You know what? There is a really bad storm here. So
yeah.
I don't know. Oh, here he is. He's back.
Yes, he's back. Nick is back.
I think the problem is so I think something keeps getting screwed up the system. So I had to kind of restart it.
That's okay. We just roll with it. We're used to it. Technology hates me.
Trust me.
Yeah.
The first couple of times that we were doing the show, we had to do people by phone. We've had all these techno challenges. Trust me, we have overcome and adapted to make whatever work. That is true.
I'm going to tell you a story about how much technology hates me. Yeah, he's bad. So here's a story about how badly technology hates me. Okay. I connect my phone to my car to use it for GPS, and I use it to listen to music and everything. And I tell it to play a song, and it says playing XYZ song on YouTube Music or whatever app. Sorry, we'll say on this XYZ app. So I go and I get the XYZ music app. So my car will play whatever song I ask it to play. Right? So I got it. I'm all excited. I go plug my phone into the car. I'm like, play song XYZ by you know who. And the car goes, playing song XYZ by you know who on a completely different app than the one that I told you to get before. I just about threw my very expensive phone out of the car window. I was like, you gotta be kidding me right now. But that is how technology hates me. Like literally, that just happened the other day. So.
You know, it's funny when you were telling me that my computer was slowing down. I don't know if it was my computer, but connection was slowing down. So maybe it was this technology saying that we're not going to hear that or anything like that. So it's hating you. It's attacking you.
Ron says I should play The Exorcist 3 video.
Oh man.
See, I'm not the only one that likes Zarina's Zeraction.
Oh, wait,
that's a new word. A Zeraction.
Zeraction.
It's a Zeraction.
Ooh, I love you, Sean, because
I am. Put a R with a circle on that. I own that. That is ownership of Into the Abyss. A Zeraction.
You can actually put that in the Urban Dictionary and claim that word.
I got a quick story about that clip when you're done, Zarina.
And it'll be legit. Go, Nick. Go, Nick. Go, Nick.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but there's this 3 clip. Okay, so I just want to go back to something. When you were saying about movies that I should make, I thought I should say first, I actually have made a film myself, my directorial debut. It's actually a documentary called 25 Scariest Movie Moments, and it's based off of several real countdown horror film lists that I've seen over the years. So in some way, it's basically a fan-made sequel to all these movies, to these documentaries. So a list of movies that didn't quite make it to all these other lists, or movies that recently came out at the time. It took me 5 years to make, but while I was still in the process of putting the list together, I wanted to originally add Exorcist 3. So I decided, because I already saw the movie, but it had been several years since I saw it, so I kind of forgotten a lot of what was happening. And I get a message from one of my paranormal friends here in Chicago saying, "Here, check this out." So you'll see why this will refresh your memory. Click on the clip, and as you know, it's like a 2-3 minute video before anything happens. And by the way, this was around 2-3 o'clock in the morning when I was watching this. I was downstairs in the basement, and I'm like, after a minute, so like, what the hell am I watching here? There's nothing happening. So I started falling asleep, and at first there's no sound whatsoever, because again, I was starting to get tired. And then all of a sudden, when you heard that rush of music, I literally jumped out of the couch, like screaming at the top of my lungs, like, "Whoa, what the hell?" That was one of those all-time scares I don't think I'll ever forget. It was so damn, not only scary, but so damn funny. If someone had a video of me doing that would have been popular to this day.
So
now I understood why it was scary.
So I did something similar. I use Zedge for my ringtones, right? So I set up all my phone, because I love my Supernatural. So I set my alarm to the actual when they do the exorcism bit on that one part of the show. So I totally forgot I had set that as my alarm. So I literally got woken up with Dean doing an exorcism at full blast on my phone, and I'm like, "Serena, no, girl, what you doing, boo?" I was scared myself like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, "Oh no!" So, oh no, girl, what you doing, boo? We don't do exorcisms 6 o'clock in the morning. So, but
jeez,
I know, I was like, it was crazy scary. I don't know what I was thinking. Sean, what you doing over there?
Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that?
It's like a little girl's voice.
Nope, that's not me.
You guys heard that again? Or,
yeah.
'cause I didn't hear it. I don't have headphones, so I can hear it as good. Do you hear it again, Zarina? Or
no, but I know back on when we did a show with John Delgado on like something, we had an EVP on there, and I sent it to Sean. I don't know if he ever listened back but you can clearly hear that man's voice talking back. I feel that somebody's trying to tap in. I know it may be, you guys can debunk it with a lot of echo or reverb, but I feel like somebody's trying to come on the line with us. I've been feeling that weird feeling for like the last 10 minutes that there's something trying to poke in. You know what I mean? What do you feel, Sean? You're empathic over there. Nick, what you got going over there? What do you feel?
I'm kind of in the clear, obviously. Here, I'm not, because I'm not using headphones or anything like that. I mean,
yeah,
I don't feel anything over here, at least.
Ron says he hears it. He hears it. So I'm not crazy. Sean, you're not crazy.
All right. I appreciate that validation and knowing that I'm not crazy.
Interesting.
So, yeah, see?
She just told me, she says, I've got something to say. I've got something to say. Ooh, you feel that? Look, my chili bumps going up my arm. I got goosebumps.
I like how you call them chili bumps.
Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah. She's connected to Nick.
Oh, my God.
She's connected to Nick. She's like, she says, I'm 24.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, now that you say that, yeah, wow.
Okay, so she's telling me she's 24 or about 24, 25. She has dark brunette hair and light blue eyes. She's very thin and petite. She had crossed over. She says she was in a car wreck. Who was that? Whoever it is connected with you, Nick.
Oh.
Someone who's 24. Oh, wow. Geez. Someone who's 24 involved in a car wreck.
Yeah, she's about 24, 25. She's petite, brown hair and light eyes, and she was involved in a car wreck. She is like, you were almost like somewhere you were at a location, and she kind of just followed and connected with you. But she's telling me that we need to help her cross over because she's stuck. And this is the only way. You literally brought her with you so we could connect today, so we can make that happen, so she can get to the other side. So that was the venue of how all that just happened and transpired.
So what I heard earlier was that same voice.
And Linnell says, I heard, please help me. Woo! Look at that, boy. It got some bumps going on. Yeah.
You know what? You're not the only one. I'm actually starting to get goosebumps myself. So
yeah,
geez,
and we just had that one girl. She just popped on. Linnell. She says, "I heard. Please help me."
Yep, right there.
Yeah, she's trying. Yeah, and Luminae. She heard it too.
I'm still hearing it.
Yeah, Luminae is hearing it. So hold on a minute.
Listen. Here, let me get my headphones on so I can hear this myself.
Okay.
I actually have the live feed playing on the phone too.
I don't know if anything like this has been done on a podcast, but we're about to do this.
We're about to do this. I speak protection.
I just heard it briefly on the live feed.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, but I thought I heard something.
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me put protection around us, guys, because there's a lot of energy going on, and I want to put out a protection circle. So give me a hot minute, okay?
Sure.
Okay, so the house, were you at a White House? Where were you at just recently somewhere at a White House? Because she shows me a White House with a front porch. And like the concrete is all scraped up.
Oh, man, that does sound familiar. Damn it, White House with...
And it's like the concrete steps.
I know my parents were also involved at times. I'm just trying to...
Right, and she shows me the White House and there's concrete steps.
Yeah, I know there's a place that had the concrete scraped. Oh, what the hell was that place? Oh man, it's like right in front of me. I can't even think of it.
And
But I think I know where you're going. You're going to. I think I know of a place like that.
because I don't know you to know this, so this is what she's showing me in her mind, and that she was driving too fast and it was wet, and it's like she hydroplaned and snapped into a tree, and she was instantly killed.
Yeah, now hearing that, I do remember a story like that. I don't know if I ever knew her. I'm trying to think of, because the only person I could think of it wasn't a car crash, but it was a childhood friend of mine who passed away in October of last year. But she died of cancer. She was 26, but so obviously no car crash there.
No.
But
no, this is not someone. It was in your.
I feel like
life.
there was.
It's not someone that's in your personal life. It was somewhere where you were at, and she knew you had a connection, and so she was attracted to you, to bring you to get. She knew that you could help her, so you brought her where she needed to be helped, so we can cross her over to the light.
I heard her say,
Yeah.
No, I heard,
I've never heard this much spirit chatter, like unless it was like a SB7 or something. Like, this is crazy.
You know what? I just literally heard that, and I wasn't even wearing the headphones this time. I heard it loud and clear on the. I have my monitor's a TV.
What is your name?
Let me tell you, there's people in the chat that can hear her too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the first time I've really heard that. So
now, last night, Zarina, I had an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that last night? And I messaged you. I heard a noise in my ear, and then something was pressing on my bed. I wonder if this has to do with the same thing.
Yeah. He was trying to tell you to be prepared for tonight because you're fixing to level up, Sean.
We've been saying I'm leveling up for the past year.
I know.
I'm leveling up. I'm ready. Let's do this shit already.
She says, please help me. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So let me just I'm gonna do this invocation and open the door and ask that you guys would extend that energy to cross her over to the light. We're doing this live on the air. Okay? You ready? Se iva rada eva iato eshe onda ila ura. I ask that the angels be present, and we open up the door. We release you to the light.
Archangel Michael, Raphael, please help guide her. Please call her relatives to her.
Yeah. She's crossing into the light, you guys. And she looks back and she nods and she says, thank you.
You know, I got the chills.
So I close the door, for you are now free. We close the lights and the door. So mote it be. There you have it, folks. We just crossed somebody over to the other side.
On into the abyss. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, St. Michael, Archangel Raphael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you can feel the difference now. Can you guys feel the difference in energy?
But I just heard the voice again.
Yeah. Jeez, you heard it again? You know what? Actually, no, I heard that partially too. Yeah.
What is she saying?
I can only hear the sound. I
Someone said, did she say to the light? I thought I heard her say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's her saying goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. See, another reason why if Serena Crow leaves the show, it's we couldn't do this in the house arena.
Yeah. And we just have validation.
Yep.
Yeah.
She says thank you. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alberta.
Yep, Alberta.
So earlier we were talking about you guys getting scared and stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do something here real quick.
I'm sorry. Well, you kind of got cut off.
Hold on a second here.
I lost you there for a second. I didn't hear what you were saying before. It was another connection problem.
Yeah.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, this is from one of the documentaries with Ectovision Paranormal. This is at the Randolph County Infirmary, or whatever they call that building nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a portion where we're investigating. And I'm just going to play this little clip here. First, I'm going to play this one just because it's fun. Hold on, sorry. I thought I had it ready. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to play from here. That's Tom Jaworski. Can you guys hear it?
I could see it, but I can't hear it though. You know, here, try something. I could hear a little bit of it. Let's see.
Really faint?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to do this a different way.
I'm going to subscribe to this channel later.
Is that better?
Could you tell me what the...
Oh, yeah.
Talking too early? We weren't able to capture any type of findings on audio, but we did capture this. Does anyone remember that lady? She's still here now. I wasn't able to get her name. That's very interesting. Come on, guys. I don't know that this looks really cool and everything, but in actuality, this is just a bug.
Not anything exciting. It looks really cool on camera. And you really want it to be paranormal. It's a bug.
He knew all the right questions to ask, and he was doing a great job. He just wasn't getting interaction. Sometimes we don't, and most of the time we don't. I guess you could kind of say that he found it.
The shot took the group down into the basement in an area where EVPs have been captured quite a bit, and also there have been reports of knocking sounds.
And if you notice, there's I noticed this big cooler had its door partially covered, and being a sensitive, it gave me a weird feeling like something was there. It was just really creepy.
It is super dark in here until Amber turns on her flashlight. I'm gonna go to this corner right here, let you in. Okay, I guess you can get some knocking in this room, some interaction. First, I'd like to start off by introducing myself. My name is Sean, and we have come here and set up all our equipment because we'd like to tell your story. We'd like to know why you're here and maybe what it was like when you were alive here. Or maybe you don't even know that you're dead yet. How can we help tell your story?
You can talk to us and we can hear you through these devices on our end.
A good start would be just letting us know that you're here. Maybe you can knock on something or maybe just make a noise in any way you know how.
there's other devices on this floor that you can make noise on, they light up.
Yeah, in the kitchen.
I want to say something. It sounded like back here, something was sliding against the floor.
Behind you?
Out here, this way down the hall.
Really?
Yes.
Then Marcus said he heard noise in the hallway. The more one of us, one by one, going to walk out there in the hallway to see what this noise is. And we have on our RT EVP recorders, so everything sounds louder to us. We can hear things in real time. Maybe we should bring the vision out.
Bless me. That was me. I'm sorry, guys.
There. That was it, guys.
You're so adorable, I swear.
And then
Oh my God, that's funny.
and then they go on from there.
I scared you. Sorry.
They make fun of me. This is on YouTube.
Man.
Need some pigtails.
You have to understand, okay?
I can still hear it right now.
Sean, my main thing is, babe, what is with that hair? You look so conservative. You
Why
just,
aren't there more paranormal videos like that?
oh my God.
47,000 people have viewed that video. They have seen me do that.
Oh my God.
We should just cut out that one part and edit it and put you on TikTok with that. I'm just saying. Is anybody techie enough to edit that part and TikTok that? I will give you a free reading from Zarina if you will do that for me.
I didn't read so much of it to play. I played too much of it, but you guys got to the good part. That's all that matters. But we lost the viewers. Sorry, whoever.
All appeared to have occurred over a number of years ago.
I don't even.
That was back. Let's see, 2017.
Really?
Okay, so 3 years ago. Wow.
My most favorite thing is that you have changed your hair. You've got cool hair now. That was like totally conservative Republican, like kind of crazy hair. I'm just saying.
Did you see the shirt I was wearing? I'm just wondering, did you guys see the shirt I was wearing?
Uh-huh.
Did you really?
I wasn't looking. John, I'm going to tell you. I was not looking at your shirt. I was looking at your hair. You know how I am about your hair. I'm like,
Thundercats, ho!
I know, right?
Used to watch that back in the days when I was a young kid.
You're still a young kid.
Yeah. If you watch that show.
A younger kid, if you will. Yeah, so
there's me getting scared by So there's me getting scared by a sneeze.
I think that, I'll be honest, Sean, I think that made my night for tonight.
well, Nick, let me tell you, you missed it when he did 45 minutes of live sleeping. We had a whole comment section dedicated. It was like a Telemundo amazing 45-minute show.
Whoa. This is not a bash Sean time now, is it?
No, we're not bashing you. We are loving. We're loving our Sean.
positive comments. Trust me.
We love our Sean Gilmore just because you do amazing stuff like that. It's no bashing. We love you.
You know, that's one of the reasons why I got a new phone.
Because what had happened
Yeah, he's
was
awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I dropped my phone, and somehow it turned into me going live. I don't know how that happened. So I like a couple weeks later, I got a new phone.
I love it. I love it a lot. It's amazing. It was the best time ever. We had
Oh my gosh! I woke up to like
Ooh,
I got woken up by my ringer was off. I got woken up by my wife's phone ringing because my sister was calling her. And I look at my phone. I have like all these like my like alerts. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, oh, why is my phone on live? I didn't even think about it, and I stopped it and I deleted it. And then I found out that was live.
I actually
hours. It was live for like an hour or something.
Yes, I literally called you at least 13 times to try to wake you up. But it was.
I actually had that issue.
You know what? Here's the thing. Shortly before that video, let's see, that was 2017. About a year before that, or so, I had back surgery, and I've gained a ton of weight since then. That's why I make fun of myself for being fat, because I didn't always used to be fat, and I also didn't used to always have a beard.
They're just fluffy. Did you hear what I said?
I said I'm fluffy.
I heard that too. It was slow, but I heard it though.
You're just fluffy. We like the fluffy. Trust me, I'm a chubby chaser. I like the chubby guys. I like them thicker than a Snicker.
I used to mountain bike and climb. I used to be all about the cardio, and I used to always be skinny.
But let me tell you what, if you don't have a little bit of chub, you can't really like snuggle. That's the whole point. You gotta
Gotta have some cushion for the pushing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's just squishy. Women like the squish. They like to feel like they're secure with a man who's got some meat on their bones. You know what I'm just saying?
I got a pistol grip 12 gauge that makes me feel safe.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. She's
I was just talking about fluffiness.
This sounds definitely paranormal. Ordinary.
I'm trying to change it.
Okay, look, let's focus. Let's get Serena back on track.
We got
You're
agreeing with her.
Look, Nick is laughing, so he's just egging me on. So I blame it on Nick. I blame it on Nick.
It's like, wow, this conversation, what happened to the paranormal and the supernatural? I don't know. Serena's talking about.
Yeah.
What do they call the guys? They call them bears, right? You like the bears, you like the hairy big guys.
I don't know about hairy. We didn't say that. We said fluffy. Fluffy.
Oh, Tom McNicholas is even.
This is not the Bigfoot version. We're not talking about Bigfoot love, okay? That's a whole other level of series.
Oh my God.
All sorts of people are chiming.
All these comments are cracking me up.
Oh, jeez. We went from crossing spirit over to laughing at Sean to talking about being a chubby chaser. So,
look, but you know what? The whole success of we've been on 1 hour and 44 minutes and 16 seconds, and Zarina has not said one potty mouth. So I am what?
Cool.
I know, right? That's like a world record for Zarina.
That's true.
You know, because I get ratchet up on here sometimes. So I'm very proud of myself right now.
You do get pretty ratchet, but
Oh my God, Tom.
Said having an ecrogasm.
Oh God. I seriously hope that doesn't exist, and if it does, I don't want to know. I don't even want to know what that is.
That reminds me of something off of that little green ghosty guy off of Ghostbusters. That's just
Slimer. The May Star says being with a chubby person is a spiritual experience. So it's
Lumine, baby. That is truth, baby. Truth. Woo!
Melvin wants to know if we're gonna pull cards. You know what?
Yes.
Are we?
I don't know. You're the boss. I got like 20 decks. What you want? Spin the wheel, baby. Spin the wheel.
I do have my deck here.
Okay, so tell me a
Nick,
deck.
do you have a deck?
Just like a simple deck of cards, or
a tarot deck.
I don't, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I don't, unfortunately.
Let me grab.
You know what? You know who's making one, right?
Who?
Isn't that oh God, the name's like right in front of me. Isn't that damn it? Who the hell is making? Who is that?
Zarina Crow is making one.
Zarina Crow is making one.
Yes, that is truth. So
But
what? You didn't finish your sentence.
Just got so quiet after a second.
I didn't. I'm sorry. That was me. I messed up.
I actually thought for a second when we guys went frozen, I thought, wait, did I somehow accidentally lost connection, left the chat? What the hell?
I wanted to pull Vanessa Hogel. She's designing a card.
I didn't even know who that
that's
was.
who it is. Vanessa. She's the one who's been making this.
She's one of my favorite psychics. Other than
I thought I was your favorite psychic.
I said one of my favorites. Other than
no, I'm your best bitch psychic. I'm just saying.
I want to see if
oh my God.
She posted a picture of I hope you don't mind, Vanessa, but I'm gonna steal one of your pictures here from your page. She's probably not even watching.
Okay.
But that's okay. I'm gonna pull one of her things. I just have to scroll through her feed here. And she's a great artist. And she has been what's it called? I don't know. They like sell their artwork at like dealers and stuff. What's it called? I can't think of the word right now. My computer is like super slow right now. What's going on? Okay, I give up.
I'm just looking at the past comments. I love the comments.
I know. Chelsea, I love Chelsea. Hi, baby. Chelsea has been with me for many years when I used to live up in Kentucky. She's one of my Kentucky girls. She's amazing. She is a race car driver, a female race car driver. She is badass. So I just want to say I love her. She's amazing.
Here.
Yes.
I'm pulling something up right now. This is just one image that's going to be part of the deck that she's making.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Melvin says I should use a Marcellus deck. That's on my list, on my Amazon list. So I am connecting with you, Melvin, and confirming. Yes, my love, that is going to happen.
So do you see that? That's one of the cards from Hogel's deck that she's making.
Huh. I'm a little bit more traditional gypsy. That's a little bit different for me.
Well,
it's mm-hmm.
You're different.
I know. It's everybody has a different flavor. You know what I mean?
Your flavor is tacos.
Hell yes. And tequila, baby. I will tell you, you can win me over with tequila and tacos. I am. Let me tell you that. I'm like, I don't want roses. Bring me tequila and tacos.
What's
and
this card?
Sean Gilmore.
Sean, I wanted to mention about that photo from that movie, The Possession. It's kind of a weird coincidence because I actually have a poster of that in my bedroom.
Really?
So it's literally right across.
You have that in your bedroom?
Well, no, it's not that shot, but I got the poster of the movie. So
Nice.
here, I'm gonna just turn the camera over just for a sec. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see, but I got a lot of horror stuff. So bear with me for just a second. Let me get the light on. I don't know if you could really see. Unfortunately, I can't move the camera any closer. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but it's there. I got a poster of it. So I actually got it when it first came out. They were giving out free posters. So now it's just a matter of getting the camera fixed. Okay, here we go. Hopefully it doesn't fall on me.
So Nick, I'm going to do one card rating for you. And then Zarina, will you follow up with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Nick, while I'm picking your card, will you tell us about your new project? Did you hear me?
Oh yes, I've been. I'll be honest. I've been waiting to talk about that for a while, but yes. So this project that I'm working on right now is. I don't want to give too many details because I kind of want it to be rather a surprise for everyone. It's just going to be a simple video of me just trying to basically say a couple words, a few statements practically, and what got me. For starters, what got me wanting me to do something like this was, and this is something we partially were talking about earlier, is, we've seen a lot of disappointments from a lot of our fellow paranormal brothers and sisters across the country, as well as even other countries as well, showing their, disappointment that a lot of our paracons haven't been able to happen or go to investigations, etc., and stuff like that. And so all of a sudden, this idea just happened to pop up, and in addition, there was a lot of, obviously, in addition to you guys, there was a lot of others out there, who said they miss seeing us, they miss seeing our us on investigations, and it gave me the idea of wanting to make a video, like a video statement, almost kind of in a presidential like.
Oh, we lost him.
That sucks. I feel bad that we didn't talk about his project until so late into the show, but we had so much fun.
I know. It's been amazing. I know.
I feel bad though, but
will he come back?
I'm sure he will. Right?
I'm not sure.
Here he is.
Hey, I'm back. Once again, I don't know if it was the internet connection or what. So, but I'm back. So
that's all right, man.
So anyways,
yeah.
Sorry. So anyways, this idea just happened to come up, and I thought, I could make a video just to try to give the, best advice and info and statements I can give. Just basically saying, I know it's hard for a lot of us with, the whole COVID-19 as well as now these protests that have been going on, but just want to try to give that reminder that we're all facing that same situation together. You feel like you're the only one. It's not. We're all feeling the same way. And in my way of kind of viewing it, it's like this is probably the closest I can get to where I could practically bring, not necessarily on camera, but crediting a lot of people, bringing everybody together. Of course, you guys will be included. So you guys will get a credit for this video. And,
awesome.
Even though it's meant to be just nothing more than just a 5 or 6 minute video, it's not as easy as it seems. I mean, I got a lot of investigators and horror film, fans that are going to be named on this. So it's going to take a couple days. So I already got the transcript ready.
Awesome.
Well, like I said, I volunteer if you ever want to do like a movie or anything. Let me get killed and slashed and screamed and murdered or eaten by a zombie. I'm so totally down for that, Nick. I'm
Is
just
Vanessa
saying.
on here?
I'm
Tom
not sure.
Nicholas just said hi, Vanessa. Maybe someone told her I shared her painting.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
I hope it's okay, Vanessa. I shared one of your pictures for your cards because we're actually doing cards. Speaking of, I want to show this card. There's
Which
Vanessa. This is the card I got. So, Vanessa, I hope it's okay. I showed a card that you are creating. I'm going to show it again just because you're back. I showed this one because I really like this one. And I hope that you'll be printing more cards out because I want a deck. And then we need to have you on the show to talk about your deck. Put you on the spot. So, this is the card I got for you, Nick. This is the Ace of Wands in the East. Okay.
So you know what that means, right?
Hang on one second. I'm having a connection problem again.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here we go. So sorry, you were showing a card. You guys got frozen for a second.
It's all right. This is the card I got for you. It's the Ace of Wands in the East. You're going in the right direction. You're in the right direction, brother.
Well, that's good.
You are on fire. You are smoking hot, brother. You are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Am I right?
Yes.
Awesome.
What it is, air is east, and it's communication. So it has to do with.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean,
technology, communication, and
Yep.
Ace is about a new path and a new project opening up, and then Wands is direction. So it's telling you to have focus, and you'll accomplish your goal. So that's an excellent card for you. Excellent card.
Excellent.
So
sure.
I'm gonna cut this deck, and
while she's doing that, Vanessa says she's created a whole deck and she's already sold out. That's what I'm saying. You need to print more, Vanessa. I didn't get any.
Hi, Vanessa.
okay.
Vanessa,
maybe this video.
Serena, you and Vanessa would
maybe
get along amazingly. Vanessa is.
Oh yeah.
Vanessa is really cool, and she swears like a sailor like you too.
Oh, she's been going to every Haunted Road Media Paracon. I mean, even we've only had two. She's been going to both of them for the 2018-19 season. So I know her very well.
Okay, so the card that's picked for you is the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is again, this is also establishing that connection to Sean's card and backing that up. So a King of Wands is red and black represents like Eshu, which is like, the opening of the door. It's beginning a path. And it also is direction. You see him pointing, and this is the Saint Merte deck. I love Saint Merte. And what the King of Wands is again about direction for you, and it's about you establishing authority. It's about you deciding what you want, and when you put that energy into it, where you put your energy, that flow will go, and it'll create and manifest your destiny. So these are two amazing cards for you, Nick. Back to back, bro.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're going in the right direction. You're doing the right thing, brother.
For sure.
You're doing the right thing, brother. That's awesome.
Perhaps this video that I'm putting together is going to be that probably will play a role because, in my opinion,
and that's what my spirit guide says. She says this is going to be the first of many. This is going to be part of something that you will be in a continual production for the next 4 or 5 years, and then something else will change for you, and it'll expand and go on. So I just wanted to validate that for you.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Wow, Vanessa says she's ordered 30.
I appreciate that. That's awesome to hear, though. So, you know, I've always been going the right direction since day one. Sean, you asked a question, I think, about the video. I couldn't quite hear it before because of the connection.
I was just saying that Vanessa commented that she's ordered 30 of her decks.
Ordered 30 decks.
And they're sold out.
Okay. All right. Well, Melvin had a question.
I don't get one.
Melvin had a question. It's Saint Murphy. Does that translate into the saint of death? Yes. I have been blessed enough to travel the path with Saint Murphy. And there's several different paths with Saint Murphy, what they call caminos. So it's just depending on how you work with her. It's not a trivial thing to work with her. You got to have some cojones to do it, because she doesn't play. She's not someone you lightly mess with. You got to have some sincerity and commitment and responsibility magically when you work with her. It's just not something you walk in to work with Saint Murphy willy-nilly with that. So but yes,
we lost him again. Yep, here he is. Here he is.
I had another connection from I'm back once again.
So I want to point something out real quick since we lost you again. Now you're back. I played a clip from Ectovision Paranormal, and a little while back, Roland DeVere said, yo, I haven't talked to this guy in forever. He's one of the camera guys that worked with us on Ectovision, and he just so happens to say hi on this show.
Right on.
That was pretty cool.
That is awesome.
Good to hear from your brother. Sorry, I wanted to give you that shout out. He's a great camera guy. If you're looking for a cameraman in Northeast Ohio.
All right, so let's do some card pulling. And is anybody interested in a one card pull?
Oh.
Real quick, we'll take two more people, right, Sean? Two more people.
You're the boss.
Look, I mean, I don't. You're the boss. You're the bear boss.
You guys keep passing that back and forth.
All right.
Tom McNicholas.
Of course. Right. Gotta have Tom.
All right. So Spirit says to give him the 7th card. So give me just a second. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
So yours. Done with my card too?
No, you have to use your own intuition. Oh. So the Page of Cups comes up for Tom. So a page is about looking into introspection about something, that there is something that you've just kind of turned a blind eye to, and that you've not been paying attention, and you need to look closer. There's something hidden, something that's not being told truthfully, and the cups is about fulfillment. Something with this card is that you're looking at something in a certain way or certain perspective to be filled, and sometimes that expectation of what you're putting out there may not be what you're going to get, and it could be a disappointment. So just be aware that to go into looking at something with a reality base, not a fantasy base in your mind, for you to have clarity. Does that make sense?
This is the card I got.
And what is that?
The Old Man.
Yeah.
The Father of Stones of the West. The Old Man, King of Stones. Now, if you look at this one, it's got footprints, it's got handprints.
Yeah.
This tells me, Tom, you're going to be led to your answers. You're going to find what you're looking for, and you're going to be led. Keep your mind, your eyes, and your ears open. Just like in our intro. Keep all 3 of your eyes and your mind open, and you're gonna you're gonna find what you're looking for.
Okay.
It's spirit wants you to.
And Brent and Emma want us to,
Everybody wants us to now.
No, they want us to post links so they can continually to watch us in the UK, which I love that we're finally getting abroad in UK. We love our UK people, and then so I want to pull for them especially, just because I feel like Spirit is leading me to do that, and she's telling me, my madam's telling me the 8th card, so.
May I suggest to you guys, because now getting all these contacts from the UK, which I've heavily been involved with now with all these investigators from not just England, obviously Ireland, Scotland. I mean, first right now all North and South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, but in it, the most of it obviously is the US, but UK follows behind, and I love that I've been in connection with these groups in the UK because in some way, shape, or form, this is kind of like where it all started originally. Because, if you look at our paranormal history between the US and the UK as well as the rest of Europe, here in the US, we probably have only been doing it for maybe like 250 years, maybe, because the earliest person that I found that had gotten involved was, believe it or not, was one of our founding fathers, and that was Benjamin Franklin. So it's only like been 250 years since we started. But if you look at the UK and other parts of Europe, that's been going for. We reach a few millennia ourselves. We're still always going to be looked at as the little brother, if you will. So it's awesome.
I love the UK. I love that we're having that para community across the ocean. And I think that establishes, the validity of the groups and the people that have their heart that are in it and are not in it for the wrong reasons. So we just thank you, definitely, guys, for, tuning in with us. And, definitely we support you back. The card that I pull for her and Brent and Emma is a 9 of Cups. So with a 9 of Cups, this is telling me that they've been going through a lot of transition, and there's been a lot of gathering up, a lot of collecting of things, and that you're getting ready to go through a breakthrough, and do not give up. There's opportunity that's going to come and change. It's going to come for you, and that she's just letting me know that you need to keep your mind and your thoughts positive and allow whatever situation or whatever is going to work out is going to work out to your best outcome. But sometimes things are being removed out of your way because these are obstacles, and you need to understand the obstacles are being removed to make a way for a better life. And that's what she shares with me for you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I hope that resonates, Brent and Emma.
I'm trying to share the link to the RU Media YouTube channel. It let me share it on the YouTube chat, but it won't let me do it on the Facebook chat. Imagine that, guys.
Well, you know what is so Brent and Emma said if we ever come to the UK, they would take us to the Ancient Ram Inn. So look, John,
I need to go there.
We need to get our passport. Passports. Come on, Nick. We going to.
Wouldn't it be awesome if we were to get?
Yes. Yes.
If only.
Wouldn't it be awesome if it was like some summer solstice or something that we can gather as many investors in the US as we can and go out to like Europe and the UK especially to meet with our paranormal brothers and sisters out there.
That would be
how awesome would be that?
For sure.
That would be amazing. I would absolutely love that. Let me tell you, about 6 years ago, I dreamt of that. I dreamt that I went to the UK because I remember I was nervous about being on the plane and it being so far. So, for a psychic, Nick, I'm going to validate that for you. That give us 2 3 years at the most, and that's going to happen. And I think we're all going to be connected. I think this right here to show us connecting is just the preliminary jump off to what all of us are going to do in the future. And I will call that. I'll state that right now at 6/10/2020 at 9:20 p.m.
Central Standard Time. No.
Central Standard Time by Zarina. I'm just saying.
That's awesome. I you know what? I hope it does, because I want to work with you. I want to go, Nick. Man, I want to go investigate with you. I want to hook up with you. Okay, wrong word. I want to meet up with you and Tom McNicholas, and I want to go investigate with you guys. But here, I'm having trouble finding a link right now for our podcast. I do want to say our podcast is available to listen to, not only to watch live. You can always catch the replay on YouTube. You can catch the replay on Facebook as well. But we're also available on different podcasts, so you can just listen to us. Where there's Podchaser, we're on Podcast Addict, Castbox, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker. Of course, we actually are live on Spreaker as we speak. And we're also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. And there's this other one that we just added. I've never heard of it, but I'm excited to be a part of it because it's overseas. It's like Gia Savin. It's SAAVN.
I didn't know that. Where was I that I missed that whole part of the conversation?
Which part?
That we're in the UK now. I didn't know that.
Yep. We're everywhere, Zarina.
You just surprise me every time, John. I'm just like
we're forever growing, Zarina. And it's because of you.
No, it's because of you. I love the Sean Gilsmore. You're my brother from another mother. Seriously, I love you, bro. You're my best friend.
Where'd he go? It's because I said I wanted to hook up.
And let me tell you, he's in the ether. You know, he's in the void. He's traveling back to the wormhole.
All right, I'm back. I'm back. It was another connection. Damn this guy. This is what I hate.
You know, it's already 10:22. It's late.
I was doing that.
I completely understand why I hate technology just as much as you do. I always hear you say that. I thought this was a perfect time to say it.
I love it. I feel like I'm so excited because I feel like literally, you know, I feel like something is being birthed right now. And intention and manifestation of a goal, and something very profound is happening right now. And I really feel like we're going to see in the next 2 to 3 years something amazing happening. And I feel that in my bones. And, you know, I don't say anything to say it, you know, willy-nilly. And I just feel that in my bones, in the spirit. So I'm excited for what is about to happen.
They're coming stateside. They're going to Waverly.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Whoa, that's awesome.
That is so cool. Waverly Hills too. That's a good spot to go.
I'm so excited.
Whoa.
Like I said,
that's awesome, guys. If you need a extra investigator,
10 years.
You could just send me a Facebook private message.
Good idea, Sean.
Says she's going back to Scotland. Vanessa, you need to take me to. Oh my goodness! You get to go to Scotland.
Oh my God.
Ireland. I'm Scotch Irish. I need to go to both, so it can put me in a duffel bag, something.
I'm just saying, you need to get your passport. We cannot go anywhere unless you get a passport, because that is your intention to the universe to manifest where we're going. So will you trust me and at least get your passport? so we can manifest the shit out of this and do what we got to do.
I need a manifest past. I need. It's gonna be a pain. Okay, here's the deal. Okay, my birth certificate kind of missing, and it's in the state of California, so I gotta go.
Don't you know someone on the corner that can like fix that situation?
On the corner?
You know what I'm talking about? The dark web. Go to the dark web. You can find somebody to fix that situation.
Serena, you're as dark as I go. All right, I don't go.
Look, I'll help you figure out that situation.
You and your chaos is as dark as I get. Okay.
Listen, Serena got her fingers in all kinds of corners to get what she needs to get done. So I'm just saying.
I just need to spend the money to get it. That's all.
Yeah, well, get on that.
I'll get on it.
Okay.
That's okay. Brent and Emma said they'd love to work with us, and they're welcoming us to join them. So I would totally be going back.
Okay.
Yes.
Down there, you got me. I'd love to go back. It's kind of like where it all started for me.
That would be awesome. For sure. Well, let's stay in contact then, for sure.
We should just have our own team. You know, we could like branch out and like we can. Oh, seriously, y'all, let's put some thought into this. You know, I'm just for real.
I got like form like an Illinois chapter or something like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You gotta put me in. I'll be your psychic, Nick. So I'm just saying, don't cheat on me with no other psychic. No, I'm just saying.
Uh-oh.
I'm your psychic chick.
Uh-oh.
See, I've always, there's been people out there who always say, especially those who are not as familiar with, the paranormal subject. They say, would you consider yourself a psychic, when you encounter all this stuff? I practically say we are all psychics and other. Yeah. So that's just my opinion.
Justin Brown, Sean is misbehaving in our chat room. I'm just saying. What you coming on Zarina for? I'm just saying.
Justin, saw your fingers. Something smells fishy. We lost your sound.
I don't know what he's even talking about.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We didn't hear one thing you just said. You were talking. You went on off a tangent, but your mic disconnected. We didn't hear one thing you said.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you did. It sounded like I actually thought it was like a phone hanging up. It actually sounded like a phone hanging up.
No, that's me doing customer service. I'll be hanging up on bitches. Let me tell you what. I don't get paid enough. You cuss me out over a pool supply. I said, boo, it ain't that deep. Cuss me out. Oh, let me put you on hold quick.
How is there not a paranormal customer service company yet? How has that not been invented yet?
Here it goes. Hi.
Nick, be careful. Nick, hold on. Nick, be careful. This is Into the Abyss, where ideas are given and ideas are stolen.
Yes.
Careful.
So let me tell you. Oh, you have reached Paranormal or Us. How can I help you today? So you have a poltergeist. Oh my God, Justin.
We can't get away from it, can we? We cannot get away from this inappropriateness.
I know, Justin.
It just keeps going up.
You are not
Here's
invited.
Melvin.
You're
Someone's
not
about to go in the jar.
I would tell you, Justin, you're not invited to my house party afterwards.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
You are just uninvited from house party. Just saying.
So I'm on a house party, but I can't get to hook up to my Facebook account. So people want to.
Yes, let me tell you, house party is a jam because usually after this we all up on house party. So Nick got to come on house party is totally craziness, and I cannot be held responsible what happens. I'm just saying, I have seen things, been hurt things. I'm just saying, we have a blast.
So,
oh, that'll be awesome. Brent and Emma says that there'll be a UK branch of our team. Okay, guys, let's do this. I'm serious. Let's make that happen. This is awesome.
What's the name of your team, Brent and Emma? So, guys, it's already 10:30. We've been on for almost 2.5 hours already. Do you believe that?
9:30 over here. Oh.
So while we're waiting, hopefully Brent and Emma are still on and they can tell us what the name of their team is. I want to know.
I can't hear Zarina. I don't know if she could hear us. For some reason, I can't hear Zarina.
She's drinking her moon water. So yeah, Zarina, we can't hear you. Your mic's not working. Oh, it's B. Paranormal. Awesome. That's a good name too.
Yep, still on.
Can you hear me now?
Why do I feel like we're on a cell phone commercial?
Paranormal, yes.
I don't know, but Justin says that it's pretty bad when I have to explain my dirty jokes to a Scorpio. No, I just have my halo on today, Justin. I'm just so very innocent today.
Don't lie. You're not innocent. What? That's insane. I bet you anything. If anyone wanted to go through all 2 hours and 21 minutes of this show, you would find Zarina swearing like a sailor somewhere. She said bullshit or something.
Look, I only swear 2 times. That is good. Really. I've really restrained myself. I'm working on Zarina right now.
Zarina, this
Yes?
card, I don't know what it is, but it's for you.
What is it?
It's the pig again.
You know why? That means I'm full. That's bullshit.
It means you're full of shit.
I can't see it too much. Move that inwards a little. There we go. I see it now. Yeah. What is that?
It's a pig.
You know, that just means I need bacon.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I've been craving a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich, a BLT. I want one so bad. But I have no bacon except for carrots, and I was going to make carrot bacon, but it takes too long right now.
Zarina, when you said that, you got froze for a second. All of a sudden, next thing I hear, all I just hear is bullshit.
He disconnected right at bullshit. Oh, Evie.
Innocent. Oh, Justin said I'm very innocent. In the right ways. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm.
And no way.
Mm-hmm.
No way, angle, shape, or form are you innocent. Innocent as your hair is natural.
Look, don't be talking about my weave, okay?
But it's beautiful. I wasn't saying anything bad. I was just saying it wasn't natural.
I know. You picked it out. Sean actually picked out my hair. You know that? You know, I trust him. If a woman, you know, he's my best friend. If I trust him to pick out my hair, that is for real. I said him. I said, 12 o'clock at night, I said, Sean, I need me a new weave. I said, he'd be like, I like that one. I said, okay, that's what you got. So that's love, man. I'm telling you that I love him like a brother. So
Justin, let's be clear. You just had nothing else better to do.
Also says he's been misbehaving all week. Christy needs to give me a spanking. I feel dirty reading that.
I know. Well, you know what Zarina's reply to that is? Zarina just wants to watch because Zarina's a voyeur. So.
Oh my God. That's funny.
So I don't know where the show's gonna go next, but I'm gonna say this right now. Next week we don't have a show.
Okay.
We're taking a break. But
Well, it's been what we talked about tonight.
Yeah, after today, we need a break. So, but we have a really great guest coming on. Her name is Vicky Scott Larson.
Yeah.
She's from, actually not from. She lives over on the other side of the pond, and she has some awesome projects that she helps with. A lot of great teams, a lot of investigators, a lot of cool stuff that she does. A lot of people in the paranormal community know her. She's just one of those people that she works behind the scenes of the paranormal community, and she does a lot of great things. She does a great things for the Hinsdale House of many places. She helps just a lot of different people, and she helps the community out a lot. So it'll be awesome to have her on. Not next week, but the week after. So next week we will be on a hiatus, and taking care of family business, and having a little vacay. And has nothing to do with why I'm like out of sorts and like excited and hyper.
Look, I'm just saying I'm off Saturday. I mean Saturday night and Sunday, so I want to go have a mini vacation somewhere.
There you go. Go on a mini vacay. Go to Georgia and find yourself a Florida beach.
I'm trying the same thing.
I just want to just have a lot of sand and sun and beach and a lot of rum. That's all I'm saying.
That sounds like a good plan.
It is.
Laura Holmes, she wants to be involved in the paranormal community. She wants to know, how do you get involved? Laura, here's the thing, and Nick, I'm going to let you take over here because this is really hard. The way I got started was by going to paranormal conventions. Seeing that those aren't happening right now, I'd say you're doing probably the right thing, going to different podcasts and live shows and meeting people online.
Yeah.
It seems like the best way you're going to be meeting people right now. Maybe start your own team. And there's lots of different ways. What do you think, Nick?
So, for starters, I mean, it's a fantastic feeling to be involved in these podcasts. And like I said before, I have actually formed my own team. I mean, it's kind of like really the first to be just more locally in the Chicago area, Illinois Paranormal Force. But always going to these, but even without, before we had all these lockdown issues, going to these cons, you start, it's not only just seeing the familiar faces that you saw previously, but you meet a lot of new people, and I think in some way you kind of inspire them to be just like you, Pratt. I mean, it doesn't work like that for everybody, because not everyone lives in the same area, but as I would probably recommend and this is how I like I said earlier to how I start. I always would recommend for any newcomers, watch shows like this, watch some, television shows, talk to a few people, come to some of these cons, and, it may not start too quick, but eventually you'll rise through those ranks and get to the top. I still am partially myself even to this day. I'm getting there slowly but surely. I'm not. My goal, at least for me, it's not to be the best paranormal investigator that ever lived, but one of the best. I always want to share that. I want to share the credit for other people out there that want to, reach that goal.
And that's true for me. I'm not in it for fame. I'm not in it for money. I'm a catalyst. I've always been a catalyst, a jumper cable to help people accelerate and level up. So I enjoy, just meeting and networking with everyone, because that's my purpose in my heart, to see people get to the path that they're supposed to be on. And, it's the experiences along the way of the people that I've met in the para community, meeting Nick, Jessica, Justin, Sean, Missy. These are my people. These are the real deal people that hold you down when, even in your personal life, shit goes wrong or bad, they've been an amazing support team for me, that they don't talk about, they don't tell about, but they've been there. And I couldn't be any more grateful for this family because they are true family. And I have to say that. There are some that are out there that do it for whatever reason they do it, but I'm very blessed to know these guys, and I'm very fortunate. And I look forward to the journey that all of us have ahead, because it's going to be a freaking hell of a ride and pretty damn amazing.
If I could also add to, it's like for newcomers, but even those who've been involved in the field for so many years.
Yeah.
When you meet all these different paranormal people throughout these cons, you're always really excited to really see them next time, and truly it becomes a family to you. So, and a lot of people have already told me, because obviously at the age I'm at, it's like
Yeah.
being 27 years old, but prior to that, it's like as you get older, like any of us, we're not always going to be able to live with. We're not going to be able to live with our parents forever. So it's like you eventually have to kind of find your own family in some way, even if it's not like an actual family. So I guess even still at the age I'm at, family outside of my actual family was rather unusual for me. So of course I had to search it in other areas of my life. And I can tell you, even if we live thousands of miles away, or even on the other side of the world, in my opinion, there has never been a group of people out there be as brotherly, as sisterly, and as loving as the paranormal community has been. So that's why I'm saying I'll never turn my back. I'm in for the long ride.
And that's how I feel. I mean, I met Teresa Slowinski. She's out of Canada, and through in turn, I met John Jerome, and they brought me into this whole other part of myself of being with my Yoruba family, of something that I've been searching for all my life. And I'm very grateful to them because it gave me the anchor and the fortitude and courage to definitely move ahead, and to be stronger and better. I'm just grateful for the people that I've met, because it changes you, and you allow these people to you know bring so much value into your life, and you realize your life is so enriched, and no matter the good, the bad, or the ugly, that it's a true blessing. So I just wanted to say
It
that.
is. Even if I don't ever, even if I never manage to have, even if I never have, get married or have my own kids, practically I already got a family practically.
Yeah.
So, that's all that matters to me.
And
You
you
know
know
what?
what?
That is so
Mhm.
true, though. I mean, you have a few people in the community that are in it for themselves, and
Yeah.
some might say for the wrong reasons. Not that
Hmm.
I would, but all joking aside, um,
Yeah.
there's some really good people. I've made some amazing friends in the paranormal community, and I continue to meet friends through the years that I've been doing this. I mean, I met people like Nick. I met you, Zarina. I mean, again,
Yeah.
Teresa, and I mean,
Yeah.
amazing people, and helped me on my spiritual quest. When
Yeah.
I when I first got into the paranormal, I was learning about being an empath, because that was like that
Hmm.
became part of my path into it,
Yeah.
was learning about being an empath. And so I was in a lot of spiritual groups on Facebook and stuff, and um, I found out that I was going to need a major 12-hour long back surgery, um, and I was terrified, and it was scary, and I was in a lot of pain, and that's what led me to finding this out. And all
Yeah.
these people were giving me Reiki healings and prayers and stuff. And you know what? I think that all those prayers I got are why the surgery went better than they thought. They thought they were going to have
Yeah.
to cut in ribs. They thought that they were going to. It was going to be really. I mean, it was an invasive surgery, right? I'm still not the same. I can't do a lot of the same things. But they
Hmm.
thought they were going to have to cut in the ribs. They thought I was going to be in a body cast for a while, and they went in there and the mass was softer than what they thought, so they didn't have to
Hmm.
cut into my ribs. My healing time and
Wow.
everything was cut
Hmm.
literally in half.
Yeah.
I woke up. I was able to move my toes. I'm able to walk. I'm not using a colostomy bag. Like all the things that I was terrified of happening did not happen. And I think that's because of all the people in the community who stood by me and who prayed for me and did these Reiki prayers. I didn't even know what they were at the time. I didn't know what it was. And
Right, yeah.
I did it, and it worked, guys.
Yeah.
And that's all from people in the community, and the people in the paranormal community, the people in the spiritual psychic communities. I mean, we're all connected. It's all the same to me. It's the same genre, and there's so many great people to meet. And so if you can get your foot in the door and meet some of these great people. I mean, we were joking with Justin Brown. He's an amazing guy. He really is. I'm honored to have him as a friend. Melvin. I mean, that's another awesome person I met. I mean, there's just so many people. I could go on and on with the people that I met, and I'm excited to get to know Brent and Emma because I can tell that they're going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, and here Brent and Emma, they even say the field shouldn't be about money or egos or how many followers you have, but it should be about your love for investigating and your passion for the paranormal. Well, here's the thing, right? Social media. It's for what we do and how we promote ourselves. It's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
Social media has also programmed all of us. Every single person that uses social media has us all programmed. I actually posted a video about this earlier today. And it has a program checking our likes, checking our followers, checking our updates, checking all this. And it's so hard not to get caught up into it. And if you do get a lot of followers and you do get a lot of likes, you can't let that get to your head. That's your support group. That's how you know your message is getting out there. That's great. Take it in humbly. It doesn't make you any better than anyone else because you know what? Your popularity on social media is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah,
it's not real life. If I go and I leave my house, I've been in videos with thousands, tens of thousands of videos. Do you think that or tens of thousands of views? I don't go out there. People don't know who I am. And I don't care. I don't want them to, honestly. I'm out with my family. I'm glad that they don't. But it's that fame isn't real. Don't let that get to you. What matters is that we are there. We are sharing and learning from each other. That's what it needs to be about. We need to promote each other. We need to help each other, and we all need to learn from each other. And that is why I started this podcast. Literally, people talk about para-unity, and it's become kind of a cliche. But I'm all about para-unity. I 100% support para-unity. We all need to work together. All the other working against each other, being competitive, that's a bunch of crap. I'm sorry. And this is a non-scientific community where we all need to learn from each other. We all have something we can learn. And the reason why I say it's scientific, non-scientific is because there's no real science to it.
And you know, today was kind of a groundbreaking because when you started Into the Abyss, did you ever think you would be in a place where you're on air and you're having interactive, comments and people, validating and interacting, and we're helping a soul cross over to the other side.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen that. And so we're not reaching people just out here in a viewing podcast. Nick was a conduit to help bring somebody home to the light. So we were a part of something that was interdimensional today. And that changes the game. That
really
changes
does.
the game.
It does. Brent Nema says, but what makes someone who's 30K followers a better investigator? They're saying what makes someone who has 30K followers better investigator than someone that has 200. It's how you are in as an investigator. Yeah. You know what? The number of followers don't really mean anything.
It doesn't to me either.
You can have, there are pages out there. They have tens of thousands of followers and they fake evidence. There's people out there who go out there, and who have tens of thousands of followers, and as soon as a celebrity dies, they're trying to talk to them on their spirit box.
Yeah.
They just did that.
I'm not saying any names, but that kind of stuff. There's people out there. They're disrespectful. They lie. They do it for their views.
Yeah.
That's kind of stuff that makes us look bad. So the number of views doesn't mean anything. It's your character. If you go back,
someone posted earlier today. I don't remember who it was.
You didn't make anything. Sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. Really quickly, someone posted about something like that earlier today. I don't remember who it was, but what he said was the right thing to say. It was obviously after the death of George Floyd, and he said, if you're claiming that you're contacting George Floyd after what happened, unfriend me immediately. I do the same thing. So it's obvious.
Yeah.
You got. I mean, obviously, for something like this, I'm sure it won't be long before you got people out there who are claiming to have contacted him, from this. That's complete bull. And even if that was true, it's way too soon to even say stuff like that.
And it is. It's what there is. They're capitalizing on someone's, pain and hurt and that family that needs to heal, and all this nation that needs to heal. Stop the madness. Stop the madness. Because let me tell you what, if you keep doing that, the spirits are going to spank you. And I've seen it. Because you can't keep doing that and expect that there's no consequence.
That is a very necessary truth. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of risks that we take. And people go in like it's not real. They can do whatever they want, say what they want.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And that's how you can tell a true psychic or a true person.
It's unfortunate because if I saw something like that live, I would literally have no problem going.
Yeah, and that's how you can tell the mark of a true person that's a psychic and has that integrity, because we're not in there to sensationalize anything. We're in it, and we have the discernment and the wisdom, because we know, and Teresa will tell you this and validate this, we have enough sense of ourselves that we are not going to get risk being spanked by our ancestors or our spirits just to make some willy-nilly statement for an access or gain for a 15-second minute of fame. It ain't worth it. So,
right.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Teresa Selinsky says it's bullshit. Spirit needs time to heal first.
Exactly.
It does.
Absolutely.
It's disrespectful.
Not to mention the family too, especially with something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If people, like in this case, if people are already starting to investigate, I can't imagine how pissed off the families are for that. Like, seriously, you're going to do that right now after this happened? Oh my God, I'd be right on their heels if that was, a family like my grandfather or something like that.
Right. Exactly. So, but I feel like, I don't know about Sean, but I feel like maybe a prayer needs to happen. And what are you feeling, Sean?
I feel like, since we're talking prayer, we're talking into the show. I guess it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's time. It's a long show.
Yeah.
So before we do that though, Nick, when you make your videos and you start your projects, how can we find your projects?
I definitely will be uploading it to a few sites. I will have it uploaded on Facebook, on my personal page. I'll probably I'll share it around on some of the other pages. I'll have it up on YouTube, Vimeo, pretty much any video website that I could think of that I could upload. Because I just wanted to say, and all this talk about para-unity that we were talking about a few minutes ago, this video, I'm sure there's probably already others, not necessarily like this one out there, but this is really the first of its kind, as far as I'm aware, that really focuses on the para-unity. So again, it's not just about the depression, knowing that we can't go to these events. In some way, I'm trying to play like peacemaker, or trying to bring on these other investigative differences, even for just a few minutes, and just hear what I got to say. That's practically what the whole video is about.
That's awesome. I think that it's great. I think it's a great idea. I mean, there's so many there's cons out there that we still don't know if they're going to happen or they haven't been canceled yet. Hopefully not.
Oh, it looks like you guys are frozen.
We should just like freeze it.
Yeah, you guys were frozen for a second. I didn't know if you were saying anything or not. Oh, now it's not working. Great if that happened and we were able to get like a snapshot and say, here's how tonight's show ends.
Alberta says it's 4 a.m. here in Ireland, but she's been intrigued. Well, thank you for staying up and watching us. I have to say, Ireland is a huge bucket list location for me.
Yeah.
The whole island, Ireland, Scotland.
I'm actually part Italian, part Irish, so being involved with these British projects and all these shows, it traces back to my own UK roots. So I wasn't born in the UK. My grandparents actually came from there, but it still traces back to my own roots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I have my dad, literally half Scotch, half Irish. His parents were fresh off the boat. So, and then my mom's Austrian and all that fun stuff. But so yeah, I've really learned to relate with that in the UK over there. It's just, I mean, most of us don't have real American ancestral genes. A lot of people do, but most of us don't. We come from other places, and I mean that's part of the ideal of what our great country was based on, right? All being what was the word that they called it? A melting pot, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So that's what it's supposed to be. That was the ideal, right? So we're gonna stick with that. It's a great idea.
Absolutely.
So, but it's kind of neat. It's neat to like think back, and it's cool to do your ancestral background checks and see where your lineage is from. That's really neat. And then you can find out where your spiritual gifts may come from, like happened to me. So Zarina helped me on that a little bit. Oh, look at her brush. So, but yeah, my name's Sean Gilmore. That's Scotch Irish. My mom spelt it weird because she was a hippie and thought that spelling it SHAWN was being different. But so
everyone always wants to know, like Mulae, like what that represents. It's actually an Italian last name. So my mom's side's Irish, my dad's side's Italian.
Sounds like you ate well and drank well.
Yeah.
One of my very best friends is Sicilian, and I'll tell you what, growing up with his family, I ate well. I ate well, and being Scotch Irish, I drank well. So.
God, that's what it's all about.
Tom McNicholas says that your name means money.
Means money? What? That's weird. My parents never said that to me. Although I do, when we were talking about New Orleans, we did come across a place called Mulae. It was literally our last name, but with a T right before the E. So I had no idea.
Yeah.
Mulae means money. Interesting.
Google it.
You know what? I'm actually going to do that really quickly.
Google, what does the last name Mulae mean?
Mulae.
Oh, they spelt it wrong.
All right, let's see what we got here. Bear with me for just a minute. Oh, wait. I see something on dictionary. Let's see what we got here. Well, it's Latin, but we'll check it out anyway. See what we got. Come on.
It's showing the last name being from Pennsylvania. You could see how many Mulae families.
You know what? I'm going to have to look on my phone quickly because this is taking too long. You know what? No. Hell with it. I'll just ask. What does Mulae mean? Oh, come on. They gave me just two options, Melee and the other Melee. M-A-L-A-Y and then M-E-L-E. Mullah. Okay, let's try that. What does Mullah mean? Wait.
Mullah is funny.
Mullah is an informal term. It means money.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh geez. Well, I mean, it's not the same word, but no, Tom's right. It means money.
Dollar bills, yo.
Bravo, Tom, bravo. Oh my god. Oh boy. What a strange coincidence. Oh, really quickly, I forgot to mention because I see Brent's talk. Brent Neva sent another chat. All this, talk about these shows, by the way, that I'm going to be appearing on later. I'm actually supposed to be on one of their videos some point next couple of days or so. So I'll be on their show at some point. Be Paranormal. So I'm sure they'd appreciate the support.
Well, tell us, what shows do you have coming up? Where can people find you?
Okay, so like I said, I just have my own personal page, as it says here on the screen, just my name. But I also have something called Nick's Paranormal Force. I'll put it in the comments so people can find it. And the other shows that I got coming up now I know I talked a little bit about in the I talked about in the live feed last night. Later this week, I'm going to be on another show. This upcoming Sunday. It's called Keep It Real and Spiritual Paranormal. It is the second show I'll be involved in that's broadcasting in the UK. They'll be hosted by Bob and Sally Ann Hunt. It's going to be earlier in the day, around I think it's going to be 2 o'clock here in our area, so I think it'll be 3 o'clock by the time it starts over for you guys. But once again, being out in the UK 7 hours ahead of time, it'll be around 8 p.m. And let's see. Where did that money come from?
Money.
It was supposed to be a PNG, but it still came up with the background. The background's not supposed to. That was a fail Google.
I hate when that happens. That's happened to me too. So let's see. I got a list of the others. So in addition to Keep It Real and Spiritual Paranormal, along with Brent and Emma's show, I also got talk. I don't know. Do you guys know Mike Simpson? I know he lives also out in Ohio.
Mike Simpson, yeah.
Yeah, he does his own show, Talking the Paranormal with Mike Simpson. I'm planning to be appearing at some point on his show. Then I also got Raven Rose Paranormal with Roland and Cynthia Gero Diaz. I don't know if I got the last name right. They're going to do they want me to come on at some point. Let's see what else.
Technology hates me.
And I would say get a hold of Jared Scavani. He has an amazing radio show out in Las Vegas. It is the Paranormal Love and Light. And I did a show for him, and I'm doing another show in September. So he is an amazing, amazing guy. Justin's going to be on his show next week, I think. So, or the Sunday. So just like I said, he is someone that I think you would love to. We call him Reverend J, Nick, and he is just good people.
Awesome. I'll check it out. One other show actually that just came up. This is one I actually may be involved with a few times. It's another British UK show. It's called it's not only just the show's name, it's actually the name of the group. It's called Paranormal Postmortem. That's going to be hosted by Drew Lee Nicholas, again out in the UK, and he's planning on doing he's doing a talk show of his own, but he's also planning on doing a secondary series that's going to be broadcast out on YouTube. And I still am waiting to get the full details, but what I do know is that they're going to be bringing in both UK investigators and US investigators to kind of give their thoughts, opinions of different haunted locations for both the United States and UK. I'm hoping we can expand. But right now, I'm supposed to be part of this for a couple times. So again, it's awesome that I'm starting to get involved in a lot of these British projects.
I love it.
They have a really, really neat paranormal community.
That's about it.
They have a really neat paranormal community there. I had the privilege of meeting over the internet and doing other podcasts back when I was on Activision. I was interviewed for some podcasts too, and just by chatting and talking to people and watching the way that they investigate. Like different people do around the world. There's great investigators all over the place. I mean, Australia, and everything. So if you could tap into those, I mean, there's so much to learn out there. So many people to learn from. So many different cultures to learn from, and everything. And so it's so cool. It's so cool. That's one thing that the internet and that social media has done is it's brought us closer to our other brethren with the same interests that all over the world.
Yeah, I actually almost forgot one other show to mention.
Yeah,
another show I forgot to mention that I'm still waiting to hear back from is another UK show called Entering the Unknown Paranormal Group. That's going to be hosted by Gemma. Oh, great! I can't believe I already forgot her last name. It's she's going to be watching this later, so I need to actually have this. Gemma Drury, and I've actually been in contact with her a couple of times, and she recently had a guest on last week, and she's bringing more connections to me for this. She wants me to get in contact with a group that's called the Ghost Club. Now, for those who aren't familiar with this group called the Ghost Club, they are the first and the oldest operating paranormal group, not only in the UK, but in the world. They've been in operation.
Wow.
They have been in operation since 1862. So well over almost 160 years, although the interest started back in 1855. And for me to get in contact with these guys, oh my God, I mean, it's quite an honor almost. And, you know, we don't really hear too much about them because they don't really appear on a lot of these, television shows and podcasts. And they have a website, but that's pretty much it. So I think this is just what I believe, but the Ghost Club, they're practically, huge celebrities in the paranormal field, both in the UK and the US. Not too many people get to meet them. So they're a very mysterious group, if you will. So I'm really, when I heard that, she was going to start, getting in contact with the Ghost Club for me to get in contact with them, that's when I got excited.
That is awesome. I imagine the information that they have access to and the experiences that they have.
Imagine how much evidence they captured over the last 160 years.
I would love that. Just to sit and talk with them, that would be amazing. You know what I mean? Amazing.
Yeah. It really would be. I mean, it's just to hear. I mean, they've got to have literature on the investigations and the experiences. I mean, the history over in the UK is so. I mean, there's just more cultural that's closer to what we could relate with, right? Mm-hmm. Here there's Native American stuff, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really. I don't know. I try to just respect that more. It's different when researching Native American history than researching European history for me. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible, because with the Native American history, it's very spiritual, and it can be risky at times. I'm not saying it can't be risky there, but when you're thinking of the European history, I don't know. I'm going to stop before I get myself in trouble. But it's like our history came from there.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's just neat to see how it all comes together and how the paranormal connects us all.
Oh yeah, you know, best way I could describe also again, not just the UK, but even other parts of Europe. When you look at the paranormal field too, I mean, Europe is, and I say this also for the town of Alton, Illinois, but you know, all those, you know, Europe practically is almost a mystical place. You know, there's just a lot that comes from that country alone. I mean, other, you know, obviously U.S., Asia, Australia, you know, they all, Africa, they all have that. South America, they all have that too. But Europe, practically, like I said earlier, is pretty much the country that really started it all. Right. So that's why I describe it almost like a mystical location.
There's literally cities built on top of cities.
Oh yeah, and cemeteries too.
Right. Well, there's and then you have places like the catacombs where the French took the graves of people because they ran out of space and they put them underground in these tunnels.
That was back in 1785, and you know, I was just talking with somebody about the catacomb. You're not going to believe this. I don't know if you guys have seen. There have been, they call them cataphiles. They're people who are making unauthorized visits to the forbidden areas. There are people who've been going in those areas and it's kind of like what we were saying earlier. They're posting it up on YouTube, and I think to myself, oh my God, I'm actually surprised the French authorities have not, you know, told them you need to take these down, because that you're encouraging people to go somewhere that's not only illegal but dangerous. But the point of what I'm getting to about those videos, though, they're interesting to watch because it's like there's times where they're literally sitting and standing on dozens of corpses, practically rooms full of bones.
Yeah,
you can't how deep it is. I mean, they could be sitting or standing on this practically.
That and it's literally a maze. You can get lost on there, and there's stories of people getting lost. And you know, there's a story of a creature down there too. Did you know that?
Yes, I remember hearing a story about that. I didn't really get to.
There's some sort of like a crawler type creature.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
There's all sorts of different stories about what it could be, but people claim seeing this creature down there.
Supposedly, I'm sure it's probably believe that it's probably responsible for the disappearances that occurred, you know, in those catacombs.
Some of them, possibly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but people probably. I mean, how easy would it be to get lost in those tunnels and never be found again?
Oh my God, it is so easy to get lost in that place, to become disoriented, because, and you know, I don't know if you guys remember, I mentioned this earlier. The show Scariest Places on Earth did an episode on it, and what they were focusing on was so about 20 years ago, there was a videotape that contained mysterious footage. It was found by another cataphile, and it's a point of view shot of somebody just walking through these, you know, the catacombs. So they're filming what they're seeing. Other than the point of view shots are pictures of bones, all these bones, probably, and often. Unfortunately, the footage is not. You can only watch it through the show. It's not available on YouTube, unfortunately. But during parts of it, you see like paintings and stuff, you know, signs, which is not uncommon. Some of them have been around there for centuries. And however, as I remember, after 40 minutes of all these, you know, point of view shots and these pictures of bones, the person starts to walk faster. Then he begins to run, and you can hear his breathing that starts getting louder and louder, as if something's, you know, scaring him practically. And at points he stops, you know, to decide which direction he's going to go through all the many different corridors. He's running faster and faster and faster, deeper and deeper into the catacombs. And then all of a sudden, he drops the camera. He just drops it. And you see his feet run by. And that's it. And the camera continues to run until it runs out of tape.
Yeah.
To this day, whatever happened to this guy, nobody knows. Yeah. You never even see his face. So he's probably most likely one of the corpses down there.
It very well could be. This picture here
that I'm showing. Yeah, it's easy to get lost. I've always learned that even when you first.
I just went silent.
What happened?
I think we lost Nick again.
What?
So this picture that I'm showing here,
Shadow figure kind of at the edge. I see kind of
Yeah.
like
yeah,
kind of the left center of it. Yeah, I see something
Yeah.
standing there.
yeah. So
I
that
do too.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing that that's the photo that I saw on the show that I saw about the creature down there, and that's creepy right there.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, photos are easily faked. I know that, but that's creepy.
Yeah,
You
that
know.
is creepy.
Yeah, even
I-
still, that kind of. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But people go down there and they have raves. They do underground parties and they do things down there.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
imagine like of all the things, right? If people want to go down there and they do their spirit circles and they do their things, as long as it's done respectfully, you know what? Okay. Well, you go down there, that's like going to like throwing a rave. Let's throw a rave at a cemetery.
Yeah.
That's wrong in so many levels. Let's go into let's go into our family grave and throw a big old rave and start partying and doing ecstasy and freaking shooting up and doing whatever else people are doing at these parties and freaking acting a fool. I don't know. That to me is that's ultimate disrespect. But that's what people do. Right?
Yeah.
People find a place.
People always ask,
are
where
always
these,
looking for places to party.
People always ask a lot, like, oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, but that's what people are looking for places to go. People looking for.
Yeah, I mean, people ask, like saying, who were these people that were put into the people.
Dude, we lost him again.
Mhm.
See if he comes back.
I'm back.
Got him. All right.
Okay, here we go. No, I was going to say, there was actually a case in 2004 where French authorities were patrolling a certain area of those catacombs, and they actually came across what looked like a man-made movie theater that was put in. There were chairs, there was a screen. Like, how on earth does someone even do that if it's such a small and cramped area?
Wow. Well, and who knows what people were watching down there. That's crazy. That's crazy. On that note, guys, we have been on over 3 hours. Nick, I definitely appreciate hanging out with you tonight for all this time.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, what movies were? They didn't give the details like what movies were playing, but that's all I heard is they just uncovered this movie theater. So it's not only dangerous, it's also disrespectful too. Because the show, when I remember on Scariest Places, they also said when you first enter the catacombs, the first few hundred yards are already scary and dangerous. There are times that you have to crawl. You can bump your head. It's pitch black. And as you're walking, you trip upon rocks, holes. There's deep holes. You could actually fall pretty deep and seriously hurt, even kill yourself. And although rare, there's even cave-ins. Some are filled with water that can lead to drowning. And many of these, catacombs have collapsed over the years. It's just an enormous maze. And I would not obviously recommend anyone to go down because anybody could get lost. I mean, imagine now your battery's out of your flashlight. You're dead at that point. That's it.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, it's not like you can go back and recharge your batteries. You better have one of those winding flashlights.
You know what? I actually got one right here.
Nice.
It's actually a weather radio, but it's also a flashlight too. It has that mechanism.
That's awesome. Yeah, see, that's what you would need to go down there. You need your good flashlight, and then you bring that for when your batteries die, so you can find your way back. And you better be marking the direction, and better hope that there's no like some sort of like other creature going there messing up your arrows and turning them the wrong way. I always get stuff like that. What if you go somewhere and you're marking where you're going so you don't get lost, and like something like is following you. I watched too many cartoons when I was a kid, I guess. They like turn the blocks around, or even like in the labyrinth where they're like turn. Sorry, I watched.
Yeah, always turning the different directions and stuff like that. Well, if that happens to me, it's oh god, I don't know if I'd be able to get out of there alive.
Right. All right, Nick. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. I look forward to seeing you on the other shows. I look forward to seeing the video that you put together, and bringing some more of that para-unity and to the community. That's awesome.
You guys are kind of slowing down a little.
Nick, thank you for coming on.
All right, I can see you guys perfectly now. Okay. Thank you guys so much for having me. So,
we are.
Sorry if I feel like I took over the show.
No, it's fine. When you have a bad connection like this, it's fine. We've learned to kind of go with it. Not a big deal. With the connection, you end up with a lag, and it's hard to tell who's saying what when. So it's completely cool. But hey, Nick, you know what? At the end of every show, we do like to do a little bit of a prayer, especially nowadays with so much going on with the virus and the protests and everything else that's going on. So if you want to be a part of it, please stick around. But if you have something to do, you need to go. We understand. But this is we would be honored if you would stay.
Oh, sure. I'm not in a rush for anything, so I'd be more than happy to stay.
Awesome. So, Zarina.
Yes.
The Chaos Crow.
Chaos Crow.
Will you please start us in our healing prayers of the week? And you got to make it extra good because we don't have a show next week.
Okay. Father God, Mother God, Divine Feminine, I ask that you would be with us. I ask that you would manifest positive, good, and change into people's life. I ask that you would speak clarity and protection, and that you would move the unmovable that seems to be a barrier for them. I ask that you would flood the banks that bind them to help them to move from process to progress. And I send that healing into their spirit right now. I speak that abundance will flow. I speak that health and mind and thoughts all become in one positive flow and movement, and that they would release anything that did not serve them, that is not in their highest good. I ask that they would release it through all time and space to bring back everything into alignment into their lives. I call that into being right now. All right, Sean.
All right. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, please bring healing energy and healing light to everybody that needs it. And may everybody accept the healing energy and light that we are sending out today.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, hold on.
It had to happen during the prayer. Oh, come on.
All right.
Just about over. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So, Heavenly Father, please help guide us all to the path that we all need to accept the truths and learn the paths that we all need to be on. Please guide us, guide our governments, guide our city officials, and guide our police and our entire communities to come together and bring us to where we should have been 50 years ago, 100 years ago. We should never be or ever have been where we are today. Please help us all heal and learn. Help us all accept each other, no matter creed, preference, skin color, anything. Because inside, we're all the same. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving us this opportunity and guiding us to be with each other today. Amen.
Amen. Ashe.
Amen.
I like to watch Serena.
Why?
Because there's so much more to when you pray. There's so much more to it than just your words.
Oh yeah.
And when you're done speaking and you're done with your prayers, you're still sending that energy, and you're still in a, you're not done. Just I don't know. But Nick, do you have anything that you would like to add, brother? If not, it's okay. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Do I have any? Oh, for the prayer or?
Yeah. If not, it's okay.
Oh shit! Hang on a second.
It's okay. It's putting you on the spot. I don't want you to feel that way. You don't have to.
Damn this connection. I don't know if you guys. I can't see you guys right now. I don't know if you can hear me. Hang on a second. I'm just waiting for this to connect back. Damn it! Shoot.
And
He's gone.
he's gone. That's all right. It was a pleasure hanging out with him tonight.
I love you, Shawnee.
Look, everybody. Dakota, you are on Into the Abyss. Everybody, that's my daughter.
Oh, it's good show.
They know when they hear the prayer that.
So, wait, you were asking me a question. I couldn't hear you. The connection went out.
All right, well, you guys, I'm out of here. Peace out. Love you guys.
Everybody, good night. We will see you all in 2 weeks. Nick, thank you again for coming on and hanging out with us for so long.
Thank you guys again for having me so much. Yeah, this was great. I had a lot of fun.
Good. I had a lot of fun too. It's what we do is very unconventional here on Into the Abyss, but we have a lot of fun doing it, and we help promote. So that's our goal. And so, man, I really love what you're doing with your project. It really is promoting the pure unity that we need so badly in the community. You know what, though? With that, I am going to end the broadcast because we're still on the air.
We have been on for over